Welcome to the stream, everybody. How's it going? I'm Brayathorn. How are you doing? Sorry, I'm trying to adjust to the new visual setup I have here. But glad to see everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope you're having a wonderful evening. And I hope to add to it. I said that last time, and it's just as true this time. What's up? Bears, Beats, and Battlestars coming in first. How's it going? Welcome. Bone Shock. Good evening to you. 14-hour-long day. Jeez. JJLA3, welcome. How are you? Good evening. Electrothermal, what's up? Rurutu, welcome. Over on YouTube land, what's going on, Steve and Sailor? How are you? Sailor said next few months are going to be get what you can get when it comes to GPUs. Try when it comes to everything on the store shelves and everywhere. But yeah, GPUs too. Alice, welcome. Good evening to you. Robert Fixit, welcome. I'm sure the AM8 appreciates that. Is it AM8? It was something like that. But yes, we're here. We're doing the thing. I hope everybody's doing well. I already said that, but my hope remains. So, lots of stuff been going on around here. I'm finalizing the plan of how I'm actually going to have everything set up. There is not going to be a setup over here anymore. That's my main setup. That's moving over here. That means good old Super 55's coming back because I'm going to have my my audio interface that I need over here. This setup going over there, it's going to be involved in some videos, and then this general workbench is going to be a general workbench. Over here, I'm planning on probably putting in some really nice shelving with lighting and stuff. Likely. Very likely. Maybe. Just for some cool shots. And I'm going to have, I think, a drop-down green screen over here. That would cover that up whenever I need to get a green screen shot. Which, with the... I'm reshooting everything for pre-built, rebuilt, and with the new PC shipping, it's on its way. That's going to be a thing. Also, guess what else is on its way? The Hylian Shield from Mini Katana. So that is going to be fun. It's going to be a good old fun unboxing. So we're probably going to have a triple unboxing stream. What do you mean triple, Ray? Well, I also have a keyboard for us to look at. So, yeah. PC... actual shield, and a keyboard. Not in that order. And I don't know if you guys have seen Mini Katana's content. They have 20 million YouTube subscribers, okay? So it's likely that you probably have. I'm sorry, excuse me, over 20 million. I'm not going to leave that 0.3 out because that's 300,000 people. Anyways... looking at the content that they have, this is like right up their alley. Doing crazy stuff with their products and all that. Alucard says, sadly, never heard of him. What's up, Alucard? Well, 20 million people have, so you don't have to feel sad about that. It's okay. I definitely recommend checking out their channel. It's a lot of fun stuff. And also, if you guys are fans of video games and anime and such, and other fantasy or fictional properties, you need to check out their site. We are, by the way, going to have a discount code with them. What is going on here? We're going to have a coupon code with them. So if you're trying to like spice up your setup, and you're a big fan of, I don't know, One Piece, or anything with swords in it, you're gonna like this. Like, this is gonna be absolutely dope. I think you're gonna really like it. Will you throw the shield like Captain America? Unfortunately, Sailor, that's not something Link does. So probably not. Although I could totally see Tears of the Kingdom link. Well, you can actually pick it up and do things with it. Anyway, yes. Brutu loves anime. Hear it. Ari Bray, doing okay. Doing okay, Steve. I just had, I don't know if you guys have one of these near you, but it's a restaurant that's just called Whole Fried Chicken. Or Whole Fried Chickens. It's so good. It's legit the best fried chicken. It's so good. And you do, as the name suggests, get a whole fried chicken. Or you can. You can also not get that. Never heard of that. Well, the name is what it is. Egrex, what's going on? Says Elicard, thanks for the help in Discord. Thought I'd stop by the stream. Egrex, thank you for stopping by the stream. Here's the thing about the stream. You get to hang out and see my thought process in action when it comes to how I make recommendations for people. Of all types, of all use cases, of all sorts of stuff. So, yeah. Dude, remember, Scotland, so no. Right, okay, Steve, okay. Do you want me to be like, okay, everybody except for Steve, have you heard of Whole Fried Chicken? I don't want to do that for everyone. Just assume that I understand that you're in a beautiful yet maybe a little bit behind the times kind of place. I envy the vistas that you get to enjoy at any moment, at any given moment, at any angle, at any view, in any direction. Scotland is far more beautiful than Texas. To be clear. I think I might prefer that over a fried chicken. But my heart goes out to you regardless. I'm here for the rent. Well, I'm here to make rent too. So we got that in common, Bone Shock. Maybe that is more of the South. Maybe. It is like a Korean style thing. Korean style fried chicken. Egrex, I'm potentially looking into a graphics card upgrade. Egrex, if what you have right now works in any form, in any way, hold off. Unless you're buying a whole PC right now, it is tragic out there in the market. It is bad. It's real bad. So don't recommend it. I don't recommend it. Well, whole fried haggis is, you know, I think I'll skip, honestly. So I want to do something real quick because I miss having a, like, I prefer this to this. So I'm going to make a third zoomed scene here and zoom in a little extra. So when I want to make a point, I can use that. Excuse me while I do this. More zoom. Do it. Nice having a centered thing behind me there, because that sort of helps me center the shot. Okay, so we call that full cam zoom 2. Cool. Add that to the old stream deck. There we go. So we can chill out here. I guess if I need to, I can go here, especially with unboxings. And then I can do that when I have a point to make. There we go. Crap, forgot my popcorn. Go get your popcorn, Bone Shock. What's wrong with you? Go get it. I wonder, did anyone else get a chance to try to get a 5070 from NVIDIA today? The bundle I posted in Discord earlier is pretty nice. Yeah, we all have to remember something. We compare to previous gens, but like, it is so hard to get previous gens that you just have to just get what you can get. It is exactly as Sailor mentioned. You get what you can get. Did you get your Triforce shield? That is on the way. JJLA3. It is on the way. It has been shipped. And that is going to be part of a big unboxing stream where I'm going to be unboxing a PC, the shield, and a keyboard that I'm going to be reviewing. And the keyboard is really interesting for me for a very specific use case that I'm very excited about. Something I've been wanting to do for a long time. Just spent $1,800 to replace my hot water heater. No money for GPU. Rurutu, I'm going to bring something up here, and this is not directed at you. It's directed at the culture that led to that sentence. Why do so many people call it a hot water heater? If the water's already hot, why do you need to heat it? Or is the heater itself hot? Does it come hot right out of the box? Is it a fresh baked water heater? I don't understand. It's just a water heater. But a lot of people say that. Like most people who talk about their water heater say hot water heater. But I will let you know that if you're heating already hot water, you're probably wasting electricity. Just a little pet peeve of mine. That's like the whole, SMH my head or ATM machine or yada yada to me. It's like, but it even makes less sense. I mainly got, since it's a Founders Edition card with the premium edition of Doom Dark Ages. Nice. I pretty much, like, 90% of system integrators posted the whole, hey, get this and you can get Doom Dark Ages on the 13th and all that. Mine works, just the Oblivion remaster only runs at all low settings, and even that it's not 100% smooth. Oh, that is rough. I definitely can wait. Just didn't want to wait and then have the prices go up even more. Egrex, I'm not sure how they could do that. Pin number. Steve, that's another one. Yes. Fiddle Faddle or Cracker Jack? Fiddle Faddle. More flavors available. It's really not like that. We don't get Micro Center either. Okay, true. Actually, to be fair, the view out my back window, I can see the River Tay and the fields and hills across the water in Fife. Is it Fife or Fife? Please correct me. Like F-Y-F-E kind of pronunciation or F-E-E-F-E kind of pronunciation? I want to say that correctly in case I ever go to Scotland. So you could be right. Yeah, you take the bad with the good and the good with the bad. Cracker Jack has a prize. Well, the prize in Fiddle Faddle is more deliciousness. But Bray, we're trying to make dry steam. I was like, stream, what? I have very obscure pet peeve. I have a very obscure pet peeve. Oh, so it is Fife. Okay, good. Is it the pronunciation of your local geological features? Didn't see that on SI sites. Does not help for an enthusiast like me who likes making things. If you're talking about Alucard talking about the Doom Dark Ages thing, it was on social media. They're all posting it. I mean, I mostly am on Twitter for business stuff. Where I'm mostly seeing. I don't really interact as much. But, yeah. Anyways, let's see who has filled out the form. Now, for those of you who are new here, hi. How's it going? Well, you're here potentially because you want help finding the right PC, pre-built PC or parts list for a DIY build, and you're not sure how to spec it out or where to get it. Well, you're in the right place. There's a couple steps, though, to doing this the right way, which is the only way, IMO. And that is using the PC Matchmaker form. Now, the way to do that, if you're watching on Twitch, Stream Elements every 5 minutes or so will post a paragraph there saying, "Want help getting the right PC for your budget and needs? Fill out this form." Then at the end of that paragraph is a link. Fill out that link. Click that link, fill out the form, and you're on the list. If you're watching on YouTube, it's even easier. On YouTube, you go to the description, and the link is right there. First thing in the description, click that, fill out the form, get on the list, because it looks like we have 3 people who have joined today and yesterday. So you're going to want to get on that list. Don't rush through it because we'll need to, it takes extra time to correct things if you're a little off on the form, but that's okay. Is the 7800X3D good enough for casual Twitch streaming, running a Discord, and gaming at once? It should be, Super T30. It should be. It's not what I would use it for, but it should be good enough for it. Yeah. But yeah, that can definitely run that. Alucard agrees. That's the reason that I actually preferred the 9800X3D, because it's a little better at non-gaming tasks, and that's why I used it in the Black Friday system, the $2,000 Black Friday system that I did, because it's better for that and really good at Photoshop and other tasks as well. But yeah, of course, those aren't available. Actually, someone sent me an email. I need to respond to them asking if the system was still for sale, the $1,200 or $1,300 one. And I think it is still available on SkyTech, but for the higher price, the normal price. The thing is, guys, I realized something crazy, okay? If you look at that Black Friday system, it was $1,200 or $1,299, one of the two. Any of the systems that they got for the for a Secret Shopper, it would smoke any of those. And prices haven't changed that much, but the amount of performance that you get, most of those systems with that $1,400 budget for the new Secret Shopper series, $1,400 US dollars or 2,000 Canadian dollars, are coming with 4060s. And mine came with a 7800 XT. Crazy. Crazy. Now, I'm excited, though, because I think... Who here has been watching the Secret Shopper series? Who's been watching the Secret Shopper series? Any adding, subtracting, division, multiplying is not math. It's arithmetic. No matter the number, it's arithmetic. Math is when X and Y get involved. When X and Y get involved, when you start having variables, that's algebra, Steve. Math covers all of those things. Mathematics is the entire category. Then you have subcategories of mathematics. So I politely and respectfully disagree, because X and Y math with variables is just algebra. That has its own specification, its own category. The budget constraints really hurt them in this run. The one with the 4070 that was like $65 over budget would have smoked all competition. Yeah. Well, guess what? They're going to be testing. This is why I'm excited. The Starforge Systems system, they should have bought the one with the 7700 XT, and they're going to test with the 7700 XT, the one they should have gotten. And it's going to smoke everything. Like, it's so exciting, because I think that I think that Starforge is deserving of a win here. I think that Starforge is long overdue for a win. Starforge Systems is... Like, I don't know. I don't think I'm going to regret saying this at any point. Knock on wood. This is like particle board stuff here. This is wood over here. That's bamboo. Starforge is doing things the right way from what I can tell. And that's really exciting. Like, that's really good to see. Right, they got a 6650 XT originally, if I recall. We would love Starforge to win this one. Yes, and I think they deserve it. They are... I like what they're doing. And also, I haven't talked to a single other SI. Sometimes I'll bring up other system integrators when I'm talking to one. And I've not heard a single negative word about them. Not really, Bray? Is this so? Would you say that trigonometry is not under the category of mathematics? Like, if you study theoretical mathematics, is that going to exclude things like trigonometry, calculus, all of those things? Steve, just curious. When you study theoretical mathematics, you're studying all of those things because they all fall under that umbrella. I'm not a math enthusiast at all. That's why I like computers. They do the math for you. But that's my understanding of it, which could be flawed, to be clear. I should take off that Tangia thing off of, I guess I have stream elements on YouTube as well. I should take that off of there. Math encompasses algebra. Basic adding and subtraction is arithmetic. So basic adding and subtraction is not mathematics. Okay. Well, good thing we have the internet. I'm just going to check that up there. Is arithmetic considered math? Okay. And you got me there. Arithmetic is not the same as math. That's Google's AI, but an elementary branch of mathematics under arithmetic in Wikipedia. So Google's AI would tell you no, but arithmetic on Wikipedia states arithmetic is an elementary branch of mathematics. Is a hot dog a sandwich? Is a burger a sandwich? This is what we're doing right now. This is what we're doing right now. So, if you want to trust Wikipedia, arithmetic is a branch of mathematics, whether elementary or not. Historically, we start to look at math by developing arithmetic. So, what do they say here? If it's all arithmetic? Okay, no. A branch of mathematics, yes. Most obvious difference is that arithmetic is all about numbers and mathematics is all about theory. But arithmetic is, under math media, states arithmetic is a branch of mathematics. I think peeps should say arithmetic. I mean, sure, but they're not wrong when they say math. That's going to be my stance on that. Home is live. What's going on? First is the 9950X, 64 gigs to 5. Take me on PC so I can do video editing with no issues. Cool. Congrats. Thank you for coming in to tell us that. Also, hi, welcome to the stream. Greetings, fellow human being. Usually how I like to lead things off, but, you know, each their own. Anyone have this on tonight's Brave Bingo card? No, see, that wasn't a rant. Steve, that's the thing. There are few things I enjoy more than respectfully disagreeing and having that discourse. That's the best. When both people are open to changing their minds and learning new stuff. Like, I think we both have a better understanding of it now because of that. So thank you for bringing it up. I didn't think it was a rant. I'm all good, my friend. We can continue. Oh, no. This is fine. This is what we're doing. Silent. This is what we're talking about now. It's a math stream. That's it. Math only stream. That's what it is. Even though I don't like math. Just kidding. We're good. Silent Theories, thank you for the lurk. Zelmov, thank you for the lurk. And our little buddy RGB there. It did not arrive to them broken this time, so that helps. Alucard, I gotta tell you, when I saw that, I was like, oh no, in the title. But it turned out it was the iBuyPower system, but it wasn't broken. And as a matter of fact, it shows that their packaging is good enough that even though the tempered glass panel was off and not fully seated, and it was loose in the box, the packaging was good enough to where it did not break, and there were no breakages in there. Welcome to Bray's only math page. No, that's my nightmare. So I don't know. People like to classify themselves, or people like to classify others when they talk about modes of thinking and tendencies. Like, oh, they're a creative. That's what they're. Oh no, they're all about logic. They have an analytical mind, or they think with their left side or the right side. I don't know. I'm in the middle. I overanalyze everything, but I'm not big on math. I am very creative to the point of madness at times, where it's just like I just got to do all these things. I want to do this. I don't want to do that. But at the same time, sometimes I'm terrible at naming stuff. Sometimes I'm awesome at naming stuff. Or like I get blocks in my head where I can't be creative. And I don't know, it's weird. It's weird. Who's not weird though? We're all weird. And when everyone's weird, no one is. Okay, no more Tangia pop-ups there. Not gonna lie, that was the first thought as well. What are about modes of thinking or like tendencies for thinking? The left side and right side both agree. I am just an idiot. I don't agree with either the left or right side of your brain there, Alucard. I thought we were chatting. I can't stand math either. It's an obscure pet peeve, like I said. It's more the language. Don't ask me or Google. Ask a mathematician. They'll tell you. That's a great point. I should ask ADEF. Oh my God. I'm okay. All right. I'm messaging ADEF right now. Okay. ADEF, I need you. Stream has a question, and I think we have the answer, but I'd like to get your take on it as a math enthusiast. Is arithmetic considered mathematics? Chatter says no. I say yes. Chatter says no. I say yes is a gross oversimplification, obviously. That's not how that actually completely went down, but yeah. You get what I'm saying. I wish I had the cojones to just call him on Discord. But because I see streamers do that with each other all the time. But yeah. Okay, so we're gonna wait and see if we get an answer from the math man himself. And that was, oh, sorry, I should just zip it about my peeves. Love you. No, of course, it's fine. That's good discourse. I like it. I like it. And honestly, ADEF is so cool. Any excuse I get to chat with him is good for me. Better change the Twitch category to mathematics. Let's not. How about we not do that? So glad I got my popcorn. Things started to get very, very interesting. I was referencing Starforge with a broken PC. Yes, last season they had a broken something was broken in it, but they fixed it. It was nothing serious. And Starforge immediately offered to pay to have the PC shipped back to them and ship out a replacement and all that. They basically took perfect care of it. It was really good. The thing is, I can't see any of those other PCs coming close to Starforge in this one. There's no way. So I think we're gonna be good. So here is something, by the way, and it's up in the air whether it's gonna happen or not. ADEF received his PC today. He's gonna finish his current project, then move over to that PC and all that. I suggested tentatively to see if ADEF wanted to do an sort of inaugural gaming co-stream to sort of celebrate the new PC, all that stuff. I don't know what would be played, something multiplayer, obviously, but keep an eye out for that. That would be really fun. And if you're not already following ADEF, like, ADEF is super cool, especially if you're a nerd. Go watch ADEF. ADEF. The PCIe tab broke off from shipping. Right. At least they're not Cyberpower, where Shay was told to take apart the GPU. Cyberpower finds a way. Every single series, Cyberpower finds a way to just look like, look the worst. Just be the worst. Kenneth, what's going on? Welcome. How are you doing? So here's the next part of the stream, everybody. All right. We have a few people who have entered their forms, and I don't know if you are one of them. Yes, you. I'm talking to you. I don't know if you filled out the form. That's not obvious to me. So what you need to do, if you're watching on Twitch, there is an emote you can use as long as you followed the channel, which is free, and it just says, I'm on the list. If you are currently on the list and waiting for help, whether you filled out the form a month ago or a day ago or 5 minutes ago, if you're here, I'd like to help you out and fulfill that for you. Help you give you your one-on-one session there. But you got to let me know. So use the emote that says I'm on the list. That is exclusively for the use of those who are on the list and waiting, by the way. But if you follow the channel, you get that for free, along with a couple other nice little emotes. Now, if you're watching on YouTube, there's no free emotes on YouTube. YouTube is like not cool in that way. So what I need you to do then is to type out @Breathorn, I'm on the list. Just like that. If you need the spelling of my name, just look at the channel. That's how you spell it. But if you start typing @BRAE, it'll help you fill out the rest. Type out I'm on the list after that, and you're golden. Jamie Tran, what's going on? Whenever I decide to get a new PC, I'm definitely using your code for VRLA Tech because you were the one that I found them from. Well, Jamie, I appreciate that. And yeah, I do like VRLA Tech. Man, they built a gorgeous PC for that giveaway last year. That was so nice. They're really good at what they do there. VRLA Tech is one of those places I'd like to visit. I'd like to visit them. YouTube not cool, confirmed, says Egrex. Okay, you're just... I'm not trying to confirm your Twitch bias. But like... Word. The best part, Cyberpower, why are you calling? Oh, I commented that. You better believe I commented that. Honestly, I don't do React content. But the Secret Shopper series is like the only React content I think that would be appropriate for my channel. And you know I would actually contribute by stopping and commenting on it and saying stuff. Yeah. I use YouTube too, but not really for watching streams. I do watch a few streams on YouTube because there are some tech creators who only stream on YouTube. I have told them that they should stream on Twitch as well, but everything is done on YouTube. They're already there. They've already built their audience. They don't want to do it. Oh, funny thought. You know, no matter what, I will always have the back door out of. But you have asked, have you asked a British mathematician? Our language has differences, and that's another can of worms. Well, Steve, Adef is British, actually. No, he's not. He's not British. I'm sorry, Adef. I didn't mean to throw you under the. Oh, hold on. Oh no, that's not. Yes, we got an answer. Yes, obviously, lol. Counting as math is math. Okay, hold on. You're gonna see this. You're not getting out of this one. Let me see if I can. No. That is not what I meant to do. I already gave the answer. Dang it. There we go. Yes, obviously, lol. Counting is mathematics. LMAO. Numbers are mathematics. 1 + 1 is maths. 1 is maths. Anyone who says otherwise doesn't. Look, I'm not trying to call you out, Steve. I'm not. That's just what he said. That's what he said. Under the double decker. That is good. Wait 2 secs. The question to ask. Oh, Brandon Goins. I'm on the list. Okay. Let me see if I can find you under that name. And there you. Okay. Well, it's there. There's your name. I got you. Okay. Would a mathematician be happy with someone good at arithmetic calling themselves a mathematician? If there's a mathematician who would be made unhappy by that, I wouldn't be friends with them. I think that would be a self-righteous jerk, but okay. Okay, that's such an annoying stipulation. Do you call someone who uses Lego an engineer? No. But they're still doing something with the application. I let them know, this is all in good fun, by the way. My chat is sarcastic at times, but very positive. So you're good. Wait, you're talking to ADEF right now? We're not hearing it. No, it's just, I'm just chatting with, I'm sending him chat messages. I'm not talking out loud. Where a couple months ago, you pulled up a super cool case for someone that had just launched. It was completely purple with like a metal purple mesh on the front. Do you remember what it was called? Yes. That's an APNX case. APNX, and then it's just not V1, it's a C1, the APNX C1. Okay, so I have now thanked Adef. All right, that was good. That was good. But yeah, the case in question that Skeeter was asking about was this one, the APNX C1. It is gorgeous. It's got a purple to blue to sort of teal chameleon colorway. Chroma Flare, that's the one. And the thing is, yes, I want it, but y'all need to know this. I went into a Thermal Take stream yesterday where Thermal Mike was building in the Future Dusk Tower 600 because, yes, they have arrived. And he's like, Bray, I'm sending you one. I am sending you one. I'm like, okay. So I would rather have the Tower 600 in Future Dusk. Even though I love the look of this, there's like, it's a lot of mesh, it's a lot of metal. I like the airflow design on the Tower 600 a little more. So, Kenneth understands. Nice color, but really want the Future Dusk. Yeah. I need to start figuring out where I'm going to get the rest of the parts. I want an LGA 1851 motherboard, and I want a 265K or 285K new content creation machine. My new primary system is going to be in the Future Dusk Tower 600. We have this letters kind of tough quiz. The hosts that do the numbers stress it's not math. It's that kind of show. Ugh. Oh, a Scott, a Geach, and Aussie had a 2-hour conversation. Only 5 English words were said. I don't know what that is either. I hope I didn't say something offensive to anybody. In fact, if you YouTube 8 out of 10 Cats Does Countdown, you'll find the comedian's version of it. You'll like it. That is a wild YouTube search to add to your repertoire. I got my new PC today. It's 9070 XT and 7800 X3D, says Blake Arrowwood. Congratulations. Welcome to the stream. I'm more helpful. The stream is more useful if you haven't yet purchased your PC, but sounds like you made a good choice. I want one of their hydrangea cases, says Rutu. Oh yeah, I kind of want their small form factor case. It's so freaking well built. It's so nice, and you can get that the flight case for it. The only bad thing about the flight case for it is that they, for some reason, decided everyone does VR, so they put a place for your VR headset. Now, I do have a VR headset, and I could use it to like exercise when I'm traveling or whatever, but I don't need that. I'd rather be able to do this, overhead storage carry-on thing. So what I would do is just custom cut my own foam for my flight case. But yeah, Brandon Goins, we can get to helping you out. Thank you for letting me know you're on the list and you're here. Is there anybody else who has filled out the form who is waiting for help right now? I was just at Micro Center. I wanted a Tower 600. They have not had one in months. I ended up getting a King 95, says Eric Bergman. That's cool. The thing is, cases right now, cases can be hard to get. Thermaltake doesn't produce like lots and lots of their cases. Rather, they have a wide variety. So the availability is going to be more shallow and broad, especially for things that are more specialty, like the Tower 600. You'll probably have better luck ordering it directly off their website or something like that. But the King 95 is a great case, as Rajat TD said. What's up, Rajat? How's it going? Creole person from South Carolina. Interesting. Oh, you are one. Okay. Well, you can say it then. I can't. Probably. I don't know. But of course, anyone who wants to encourage math will tell you arithmetic is basic entry component, not to be discouraging. Well, a component is a part of a greater whole, right? Yeah. I think we're going in logical circles here. Get the King 95 Pro with the fans. That is good advice right there. Wait, what's this little green hexagon symbol next to my name mean? It wasn't there Sunday. You cheered 1,000 bits somewhere. I don't think it was here. Maybe you've reached a total of 1,000 bits. But that's not a badge that's local to here, I don't think. I'm pretty sure that's the one you would get here is that like that gold number 1, silver number 2, or bronze number 3. Okay, let's get into this. So looking here, hold on a second. Actually, I'm going to go back to this. Okay. ADF was just saying all good. Oh, before I do this one for you, Brandon, by the way, there's one thing I wanted to talk about real quick. So I'm discussing with Mikey from Sick PCs. When it comes to the Fantex Evolve X2, which is developed like a chimney-style airflow setup with just 1 exhaust fan on the back and 3 exhausts on the top, 3 intake on the bottom. My thought has been, for a while now, since I first saw that case at Computex last year, that the rear fan should be set to intake rather than exhaust, bringing fresh air to the radiator for your all-in-one liquid cooler, right? Is it going to bring a lot? Not a lot necessarily, unless you really ramp it up. But you get a reverse flow fan for the rear there, and you have fresh air going in, because otherwise it's all air that's cooled down the GPU and become hotter because of it. So to my mind, I think that having that as an intake would be good. Mike is someone who has those cases and can test it out, so I've been saying, hey, you should test it out. But he was thinking about it and said, I don't think it's a good idea because it'll inevitably recycle hot air coming from the back of the PSU and GPU that get pushed out the back. And while that is true, my response to him was that will vary based on how obstructed the back of the PC is. That hot air does rise, and it will cause a mix of warm and cool air around that intake fan, yes. But to me, that slightly warmed air will be better than the high ambient temperature inside the case, due to the fact that most GPUs don't just exhaust out of the back, but exhaust everywhere. Especially if you're looking at something like a Founders Edition card, a 50 series Founders Edition card that just blows tons of air straight up. So, and that's all heated air. So, I don't know. Maybe that's something worth testing ourselves, but I need to get the case. I need to talk to my contact at Fantex and get that case. Also, sorry I missed the stream Tuesday. I had to close. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, I'm happy to hear that you were there to help your friend Skeeter. That's the best case scenario there. Hayden, what's going on? It's been a minute. How are you doing? Don't know if I would call the Evolve X2 a chimney style case. I've not seen any sweepers coming in to clean them or dance near them. Alucard? I will pretend to concede the point. But I did watch the VOD yesterday. Great episode. Thank you, Skeeter. Appreciate it. Thank you for watching the VOD. Thanks for drafting my second choice, but I got it. And yes, I got the Pro with fans. Nice. Okay, let's get into this for Brandon. So let's take a look at your form. That's the wrong button. That's the right button. Okay, so you're looking at a PC for gaming, pro gaming, esports, and streaming. So gaming, serious gaming, and streaming at 1440p. Looking to get it within 2 weeks. You want a pre-built. Brandon, let me ask you this question. What is the actual maximum budget for your PC? Not a range, but a solid number that you can potentially spend for your PC. Not including shipping and taxes, not including the monitor, keyboard, mouse, that kind of stuff. Just the PC itself. Exactly. Cooling your AIO with hot air? But it would seem with a 360, maybe a moot point. I mean, it depends on the CPU, right? If it's like anything 12th to 14th gen Intel, those ran so hot by design. So yeah, 1900. All right, got it. Did you get the reference for the joke? Yes, Mary Poppins. Step in time. Okay. Let's see here. You want the system in black. You are interested in upgrading your system over time. Oh, looks like somebody wants Falcon Northwest. I hope they come back. Oh, they were here. STS Trader at NC. Right. I hope they get back over here so we can help them out. Not too much RGB. Got it. So we need somewhere where we can pick a good motherboard. Hi, Dark Force. I as well. Hit enter a little too quickly, huh? It happens. Okay. Yep. Yeah, I've been there. Finally gave in. What's going on? So where are we going? I think so here's where I stand usually, Brandon, whenever it comes down to a PC that is meant for gaming and streaming. I will usually try to pick the motherboard because that's one of the critical components for a gaming and streaming system, is that you need to have enough I/O for your gaming peripherals, for your regular peripherals, really, as well as your streaming peripherals, your streaming control surfaces, audio interfaces, things like that. Those kinds of things that you will end up adding to over time. Low-key, one of the best things you can get for yourself as a streamer is a foot pedal, like the Elgato Stream Deck pedal. Mine's been busted for like, I don't know, 6 months or so, and I've really been needing to replace it. But, yeah. There were some turbo cars with the intercooler over the engine, and only good ducting and speed would help, otherwise hotbox at idle. At WRX STI much, Robert? Yeah. Also, the, my old FC RX-7. Same thing. Oh, what do you have for this? I'm helping a friend build a PC this weekend. It'll be interesting. We're adding fans, which I haven't done before. Nice. Just pulled up the stream and heard that reference. Yeah. Oh, I think Skeeter there is just adding fans. I think it's already built a la carte based on what they said. I'm not sure. Okay. Let's take a look at... oh, yeah. So I was saying that one of the main things is getting a lot of I/O for your motherboard so that you don't get another device and you go back to the back of your PC to connect it and you're like, oh, no, I can't add this external capture card or this secondary Stream Deck, which, trust me, you get to that point sometimes. So one of the things you can do is adding one of these. I'm like a beauty content creator now, right? Beauty vlogger. See that? Adds a bunch of USB ports. It's just PCIe, one lane right there. No additional power. Really nice. So what we could do is just look for a regular gaming PC. You add that. As long as the PC has enough RAM and a decent enough CPU and a good GPU, of course, for the gaming side of things, you're generally going to be good. I do want to remind everyone. Everyone, listen up. All prices are higher right now. And they can only go higher from here until there's some relief on the tariff side of things. Especially as things become scarce because so many shipments have now been either delayed or redirected. So we're in for a couple of months of scarcity and overpriced things because we didn't have enough of that before. Def says, what's a good pre-built for 120 hertz at 1080p? Well, Def, if you want to be sure to hit that, because of the fact you did not give me a budget, I can find a good $5,000 PC for you to make sure you hit that 120 hertz. Aside from that, I would recommend checking the description and filling out the form there, which is going to require you to provide enough information to give you an actual helpful recommendation. But welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. Steve said, Def, not that kind of stream, bud. Well, yes, it is. It's just I do ask questions so that I can give you good answers. Because a good pre-built for 120 hertz at 1080p, I imagine you're talking about gaming, but I have to imagine because I don't have the info. And also I don't know what kind of gaming. Are you talking about AAA titles? Are you talking about Call of Duty? What are you talking about? Esports titles, which are generally easier to run. It's a lot of questions like that. Now, there's not a ton of questions, but the questionnaire will help you ask questions that you should be asking yourself, or it'll make you answer questions you should be asking yourself. Anyways, no, we don't want you to feel unwelcome here. You are welcome here, and we'll be happy to help you out. But I do get a lot of those questions where it's like, hey, here's a bare scant bit of information. Please help me make a multi-hundred or multi-thousand-dollar decision. You generally want to provide as much information as possible to get the best and most helpful answer possible. But that's what we're trying to do. Okay, again, Def, I'm actually currently helping someone out. They filled out the form, got on this list, and it's currently their turn. So if you could, fill out the form that's linked in the description, and you'll be in line to get some free help. Just like that. So let's go ahead and look at some 1900 1440p. Prioritizing price or performance. Okay, so we'll go. Let's start here, see what's going on. Sometimes Skytech just comes in with something that I just don't, I know I can't beat anywhere else. Also, I haven't looked at Ready Systems for a while. Let's look at some Ready Systems. Fourteenth gen Intel, no thank you. The B650M, no thank you. I can get, I think, $50 off of this with my code, which that has updated, by the way. It has a 5070. Let's see if Skytech beats that. Thank you, Steve. How very Scottish of you. Dark Force just lurked like always. I just got out of the hospital. Oh my goodness. I hope you're, well, I mean, if you got out, you're doing better. Missed your streams. Glad to be out watching your streams again. Well, I do. I'm glad to hear you're out, and I hope it wasn't too rough on you, and wishing you a speedy recovery. Get back to 100%, my friend. I was about to suggest Ready because I remember you saying that in the VOD for Tuesday. Yeah, let's see what we got at this price range. The thing is, guys, I like both of these companies. That doesn't matter. How I feel about the companies and the people that work there does not matter. The actual best deal, they're both reliable. They're both reputable. Whoever has the best deal is the one that gets the business. 9700X and a 5070. Yeah. 7700X 5070. All 5070s, all across the board. Except this one. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, have I got something for you. Ha ha. Oh man. I set it up and Skytech spiked it. Holy jeez. Now, it's a lot of RGB, and you said you do want RGB, but not too much. But damn! AMD Ryzen 7700X. 360mm AIO to cool that 7700X. If you're gaming, it's 1440p. You don't need 3DV cache, okay? You don't. I know that you said you want to do some pro gaming / esports stuff. However, at 1440p, the GPU is more important. And what a GPU with the RX 9070 XT. I mean, you're talking about up to 4K gaming with this thing. 32 gigs of DDR5, 5200 for some reason. That's not great, but you do get 2 terabytes of Gen 4 storage and an 850 watt gold ATX 3.0 power supply. And it is a gorgeous machine. Like, I don't think anyone's going to disagree with me on that one. Oh, yeah. This is an absolute steal. Oh, yes. And you want to have the ability to upgrade your CPU over time, Socket AM5 is the way to go. AMD's Socket AM5 is the way to go. So, Brandon, not only is this $1 under budget, that's before my discount. Don't know what else you need. Don't know what else you need. Plus, you have... Wait, hold on. This is not an MATX motherboard. This is a B650. The picture, however, shows an MATX motherboard. That's not what you're getting. This picture is, as it says, product images used on this page are for illustrative purposes only. It doesn't say what you're actually going to get straight up. It doesn't show what you're actually going to get in terms of... And this is a good thing. Because you can see all this wasted space here with an MATX motherboard, but the specs dictate a B6... what is it? B650? Yeah, B650 motherboard. So what you're going to have here are expansion slots, PCIe expansion slots. And there you can put something like a capture card, an internal capture card for streaming, or you can get yourself one of these PCIe USB cards to add to your I/O. Because I guarantee you, the way that they managed this was probably by going cheap on the motherboard. Unfortunately. It does look nice. It does. I am flabbergasted at how much of a beating iBuyPower's taken here. I mean, you got to go $100 higher to even just get a 9070, not even a 9070 XT. Though this one does have a 7800X 3D. So that does have that going for it. But again, it is $2,000 rather than $1,900. Christopher Crawford, you're not late. You arrived precisely when you meant to, and that is totally fine. Yeah, I'm going to say this guy right here is the way to go. The Azure 3. This is a spectacular deal. I mean, a 9070 XT in its price bracket decimates all. The problem is finding it in its actual price bracket. But here, you don't have to worry about that. Whole system's all determined. It's all set up. It's all built, warranted, shipped, everything. Free shipping. Yes, free shipping with this. And you get a 1-year warranty, and you have to choose 1-year warranty. Now, you can choose to get a 2- or 3-year refundable protection program for it to boost your warranty, but it's not necessary to do so. Let's see what this comes out to with my discount. Skytech really needs to post more accurate pictures. Alucard, it's just not possible at their scale. You either post accurate pictures or you put the disclaimer. You don't need to do both. With the volume that Skytech does, we're talking about thousands of PCs a month. Thousands, literal thousands of PCs a month. It's just not going to happen. You know what I'm noticing? By the way, this comes down to $18.42 after my $57 discount here. It is a percentage. As the price goes up, so does the discount. And here you're looking at $57 off. So $18.42 and 99 cents with free shipping. It doesn't get any better than that. That's really, really good. Can't get the great 5070 Ti or 9070 XT in a 7800 inside of it? Kenka, you are great if you can manage to fit a GPU inside of a CPU like that. Wow. Ryan Padre, what's good with a 5K budget? Well, you can usually find something used, like maybe a good Miata as a project car. I think that's probably the most popular project car out there. That's really good right there. If you can find one, though. But look, you got to look for things like, you got to look for body rust underneath. Make sure you bring a light, maybe a mirror to look under there. Also, there's the cloth and magnet on a string trick, so you can look for things like Bondo. You just bring that along the paint on the most dentable spaces, basically. But definitely the rear quarter panel, because that's not easy to replace. And also be sure that you check all the electronics, because one of the most maddening things for someone getting into project cars are electrical issues. So ask if you can start it up. Try all the little gadgets and gizmos, your blinkers, your everything, and just make sure it's all working. You did. I had to guess, Ryan, what you were talking about with that 5K budget, because all you said is what's good with a 5K budget. Now, for both Kanka the Great and Ryan, here's how it works. I need you to fill out the form that is linked in the description of the YouTube stream, because I am currently helping someone who filled out the form and got in line to get help. The form is going to force you to do something that you need to do, which is answer questions so I can give you an actual accurate recommendation. You don't want to make a multi-$1,000 decision based off of one question in a chat in a random stream. Instead, I put you in a situation where you have to think about, okay, what's my actual maximum budget? What am I going to use it for? Do I want a wider black gaming PC? I don't know. Just all those things. You have to actually start thinking about that stuff so that I can really help you out. Time for another popcorn run. Wow, you're going through that popcorn quick. I think Bray's rebuilding a Miata. I would love to. I would love to. Peter, Fox Body Mustang for 5K. Or C4 Corvette all day long for 5K. Skeeter, you are a masochist, I just found out. Those are... Yeah. What was I talking about? Rust issues? My bad, first time here. Can't get no problem. That's why we have fun with it. And I'm not actually looking to offend anybody or send anybody away. I just like to have fun with these things. One of the best things that I can do for you is to help you sit down and ask yourself this stuff so that you make a good informed decision. I can also help you one-on-one for free, like I just did for Brandon here. Brandon, let me get you your link. Sound good? Let's do that. Miata, a car so small you don't park it, you transform. Sailor, I'd love to introduce you to K cars and see what you think about those. Man, if I thought I could fit into one, I'd definitely want a K car to mess around with. Excuse me. Brandon, there's your link, and there is that coupon code I used. The coupon code saves you money and helps support what I do. It's the best of both worlds. I've got coupon codes for a lot of system integrators out there so that I don't end up just... The thing is, really, I end up using certain ones a lot because they just end up having the best deals. I need to broaden my spectrum on that more. But sometimes when someone comes in and wants to do a lot with a certain budget, I have to, especially if you specify price to performance, I have certain ones I will default to for that. Dream car is 1972 Chevelle Super Sport. Bone Shock, you're talking about right before the gas crisis right there. The last hurrah of the pony car. I got muscle car, actually, but yeah. We'll be filling out the form now. Thanks, guys. Ryan, you're very welcome. And you're also welcome by both meanings of the word. All right, Christopher Crawford, just take it easy over there. Down south they aren't bad. Here in Michigan, good luck. We use salt. You'll have more rust than car. Yeah. Now that's why the car culture is so strong in California. Those cars live forever out there. Arizona can be pretty good for classics too. My friends restored 360s Rams when he got from Arizona. Was by far the cleanest upon arrival. Nice and dry out there. Why? V8 Miata, let's go. Ooh, buddy. How about a rotary Miata? It is a Mazda. Okay. So that's going to be that for Brandon there. Just waiting on more people to fill out the form so I can get around to helping you out the best way I can. Oops. I did the wrong thing there. Oh, I can just do this here. Or not. What? Looks like we got another entry. Can't get the great. I do know you're here, so we can proceed. Miami, Florida Micro Center. Interesting, interesting. Okay. Gaming, pro gaming, esports, streaming, racing sim / flight sim. Boy, we're talking about a lot of IO right there. Boy. Okay. Now, one thing we're going to check real quick, can't get the great. We are going to see just how much Micro Center has in the way of GPUs over there in Miami, Florida. It doesn't matter if you click in stock. They will just show you sold out garbage. Thank you guys. Appreciate it. 9070 XT, 6 in stock, in white. That is a gorgeous card. But it's expensive for a 9070 XT. But we are looking at it. Okay, let me ask you this question real quick. Kanka, if you don't mind, what is the actual maximum budget for your PC? Not a range like the form asks for, but an actual number, like a solid number of money dollars that you can spend on your PC. Not enough GPU, all sold out. They have some though. They have some, and I'm thinking 9070 XT here. But Dodger Dog, did I say hi to you yet? Hi, Dodger Dog. What's up? I live in Arizona, rebuilt a few cars here. Nice. I think that's where Meta PCs is at. I think they're in Arizona. Right on the nose, 2,500. Perfect. Perfect. And Ryan, there you go. You got the form in there too. Now, let me ask you guys, since you're probably used to just, I don't know if this is your first time going into a stream, like a tech stream, PC related stream, and asking questions. Do you feel like the form is better than having to just say everything in chat? I want to get y'all's opinion on that. Oh man, we got people with taste in here now going with white builds. Hell yeah. All right. So right on the nose, 2,500. And you said 1440p. Yeah, 9070 XT might be the way to go here. And you might be wondering, like, Bray, what they said streaming. So don't you have to go NVIDIA? You don't have to go NVIDIA anymore. AMD has really upped their game in encoding. And OBS now has single-click options to get optimal settings in OBS with AMD cards. I like the form personally. I wish you could fill out more stuff like preferred CPU, GPU. Kanka, that right there is here's the reason, one of the reasons for the form. Oh, I don't need to do this. I can just do this. Is to get this stuff. This is anonymous. As you may have, well, you don't see this, but when I'm setting up the form, Google will actually ask me if I want to keep email addresses to make a mailing list out of it. I say no, I don't want your personal information. This is all just taken from anonymous information from the form. And this actually helps me to figure out stuff to make content for you guys. Like almost half of the people who fill out this form, and currently this version of the form that started in January has 151 entries. Okay? Almost half of that amount of people want to stream. That's awesome. That's great. That means that I can take this to, say, Elgato or AverMedia or one of those companies and be like, hey, half of my audience wants to stream. Let's do streaming content. Let's figure out some stuff to do. In fact, that's what my content started out as, talking about streaming and stuff. But I'm glad you like the forum. It would be a nightmare for you just going through chat, right? That's how I used to do it, Steve. That is how I used to do it when I just streamed on Twitch and I did this. Ameridan, what's up? We want to replace my white Strix 3080 with a Power Color Hellhound Spectral White 9070 XT, but of course can't find one right now. 96% are gaming. I want you to think about that though. That means 4% of people come here for a PC, not for gaming. They just want to do this stuff. So I have to help out with that too. It's not all gaming, but a lot do want to game though. And considering that 32.2% want to do content creation / video editing. But that's all. This right here, the streaming thing, is why I'm talking to Newer about why they need to have an entry-level streaming package of lights and maybe work with Fi-Fine or something to get a microphone in there, that kind of thing. Anyway, where was I? I was at Micro Center. So I'm thinking 9070 XT. They have a white one for the white build, and this is a gorgeous card. They also have 5080s. 16 of these 5080s. Let's see what else. They don't have any white 50 series cards. This one's sold out. They have one 4090 for $14.99. That will beat a 5080. That would be awesome. $14.99. It's a 2.5-year-old card at this point, but hey. Yeah, we're going to go with the XFX AMD Radeon Mercury White 9070 XT. 6 of those in stock, so you don't have a lot of time. Dang, I'm down on the bottom with coding and game dev. 4.7%, 1 of 7. Michelle, the thing is, that makes me happy, though, that it's not just people who come in for gaming. So thank you for being part of that 4.7%. And I hope that whatever recommendations I've made have helped you out. It's a tie for me right now between 7800X3D, 5070 Ti, UBT. But if I go with an AMD pre-built, I can upgrade. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, we're already looking at a 9070 XT right here. Now we're going to look at bundles. And I can agree with the 9800X3D at this budget. Part of me wants to say Core Ultra 7 265K because they have a bundle for it, but that's okay. This bundle right here, B650 Aorus AX Ice 9700X, that's a good bundle. I don't yet see any 9800X3Ds. You could go 7800X3D. But one thing to remember is this. Kenka, you're at 1440p. They have your Rex are spot on. Thank you. I put it that I live next to a Micro Center Denver area. I put yeah because I'll be moving there in 2 weeks. Oh, Ryan, that's cool. Awesome. And we'll have basically a setup to where you can go and pick up your build when you get there. That's cool. Well, you have to buy it in store, but still. Unremorseful, what's going on? How's it going? Welcome to the stream. It was the only white 9070 XT. I would have preferred a Sapphire or an XFX. Oh, you got the Hellhound white. Well, the Hellhound is a really good card, though. Like, don't worry that you're getting a bad card. I'm also right near both Georgia locations of Micro Center as well. Well, thankfully, they had something for you. Zed Leplin, hey man, found you on a Reddit PC pre-built page. You did? I'm not personally on Reddit. What was it positive? Did someone say something nice about me? It's Reddit. I don't know. I mean, I like Reddit, but I don't use it for any content stuff. But yeah, what you do Zed Leplin is, I'm gonna call you Zed if that's okay. You go into the description of the stream, and the first link right there lets you fill out the form that gets you on this list right here, and then you're in line for me to help you out. Currently helping out Kanka the Great right here, and then Ryan, and then it would be you. Now I'm curious and a little bit self-conscious about what Reddit has to say about me. I have no idea. Hi, Reddit. I hope y'all are okay. Now, someone recommended to talk to you for PC advice. Sick. Very cool. Guys, do you think we should have a subreddit? I don't think I'm active enough on Reddit to have that, but yeah. I should at least be active on the pre-built PC one. Or in PCMR. I mean, I've literally hung out with the founder of PCMR many times. But, and Pedro is super cool. He's such a cool guy. Like, I'm not a huge content creator. He does not care. He's always like, dude, what's up? And I'm just like, ah. He's just a really, really nice dude. I think subreddit would be nice. Coalition Gaming, what's going on, Chris? How's it going? Hello, sir. I'm not here from Reddit. Oh, was something good on Reddit? That's surprising. Well, yeah, no, I mean, hey, I generally am pretty inoffensive in terms of my content and stuff. Yeah, maybe. Okay, let's get back to this build. We were looking at bundles. So that's what I was saying. Kanka, that you don't necessarily need to go with any X3D chip. You can save a couple $100 on that, because once you go beyond 1080p, 3D V-Cache doesn't do a whole lot. It doesn't help you out very much. It's just extra expense for no good reason. You can probably, I mean, you can have it in the build based on your budget, but instead we can also put that towards other components in the build. Reddit is a mixed bag. I have a hard time keeping attention there. I mean, yeah, that's the whole point of Reddit, is to like pull you in all these different directions, make you don't go down a rabbit hole or something where you're just like, oh, wow, I'm going to be on this site for a long time and look at a lot of ads. Now it is anyway. It's getting there. It's getting there. It's not that bad yet. It's getting there. Pedro's a cool dude. Yeah, talk to him about how we got cheated out of winning that LTX 23 on the PC repair challenge. Yeah. Here's the fun thing, Chris. At Computex last year, we were at the Asus headquarters. They were doing a walkthrough on some of their new tech and stuff, and we ended up just hanging out with Pedro there, and he was like, "Hey, do you want to do a speed build challenge for Cooler Master tomorrow?" I was like, "Yes." I am known for being super slow at building, but I used to be super fast because I did it for a job, and I would build like 10 back office PCs in a day or whatever, and I had to be fast because we still had to do all the testing and all that stuff. So yeah, if it was negative, Zed would most likely not come to the stream. Don't shoot me down with that logic, Alucard. I like to ask anyway. And you're welcome, Zed. Okay, whatever you think is best price to performance, I'm here for your recommendations. Got it. I remember that. Yeah, it was fun, though. It was fun. The first couple of competitors, though, I felt bad because they had DDR4 RAM for DDR5 boards, or vice versa. Hey, Brie, well, subreddit will be nice. Don't you have to sleep at some point? Well, I'm not saying... That's the thing, is, like, having one doesn't necessarily mean me running it. And if no one's gonna, like, be like, oh, yeah, I'll be on there, or, yeah, I would love to have that. Let me do this or do that. I'm not going to do it because I know my own limitations with chronic fatigue syndrome and all that. Like, guys, I don't know. We'll talk about this in a little bit, but yeah. Oh, man. Chris, I'm so jealous. So jealous. I really wish I lived in SoCal. I even reached out to iBuyPower about the tech fair and to see if they could sponsor me going out there. And they were like, look, we would probably want to do that, but Jay was very specific about it being focused on SoCal tech culture. And I was like, I know Jay wouldn't like knowingly, like Jay and I get along great. He's such a cool dude. He wouldn't knowingly be like, no, not Bray at Thornton, whatever. No, like we hung out for hours at TwitchCon last year. But yeah. Chris, if you find a good, I mean, it's going to be all mostly used stuff, but if you find a good LGA 1851 motherboard, let me know. I wish ASRock would make another live mixer with that look to it, but the live mixer 1851 board is gorgeous. I think I kind of want to go with that for my main build. Anyways, I'm getting off task. Let's do this build. Okay, so a multi-purpose system for gaming and streaming for 1440p. You don't need 3D cache. I think this kit right here is going to be really good. 9700X, B650 Aorus Elite AX ICE, 32 gigs DDR5 6000, all for $449.99. That is excellent. It's very good. We can even see the individual discounts. You're saving $70 off the CPU. You are saving $40 off of the motherboard and a whole $7 or $8 off of the RAM. Holy jeez. Wow. Wowee. But what you want to see is this. Let's check the I/O on this motherboard. That comes in at $199.99. And look at that. Not bad at all. This is an awesome motherboard for a streaming system. These USB 2.0 ports are where you're going to put your slower devices that don't need high throughput, like mouse, keyboard, headset, stuff like that. Things like external capture cards. Go to these faster ports here that are at 10 gigabit per second, like this USB-C and these two USB Type-A's. And these USB 3.0s are going to be great for your Elgato devices like face cams and things like that, or anything like that. Just also, you said that you're doing sim racing or flight sim. You can still add in one of these cards just like this right here, where you can add in a bunch of I/O via PCIe, and you're going to be all set. 2.5 gig Ethernet, Wi-Fi 6E. This is a previous board, so it's not Wi-Fi 7. However, if you're going to be streaming, I don't recommend the use of Wi-Fi anyway. And you said you do need it, but I'm going to recommend that you get yourself a long a long Ethernet Cat 6E cable to connect directly to your router, because for streaming, your upload consistency is vital. 1851 noted. Yeah, I'm trying to build a new main content creation PC in the Tower 600, and I am really wanting to go with Intel Core Ultra 200S. So, yeah. I do Forza Horizon Racing. Okay, cool. I'm not sure what gear you have for that, but some of it, some setups require a lot of USB, so you'll know that better than me. Some racing sim rigs have a hub, a high-speed hub that's designed for them with low latency. If that's the case, you don't need to have the extra card or anything. The live mixers are amazing to look into. Yes, they are. Sorry, do your thing. No problem. VR headsets in the red USBs too. Right. They're also higher power. They are indeed. Thank you, Coalition Gaming. I appreciate that. On second thought, I'm waiting for some money to come in to get my first PC, but unfortunately, all I can do is wait because right now, because I don't know when it will be exactly. But I will be up in the stream still. Dead Leplin, absolutely. Thank you so much for coming in, and hang around. This is I think a chill, cool place to hang out, and just get my take on PC components, things like that. You're not going to find it a lot of other places where people are like, oh yeah, Intel is awesome right now, actually. But it is. You just need to have the right use case for it. Just things like that. It's not even a hot take. It shouldn't be a hot take. I hate everyone who's all like, oh, yeah, you know, it's just AMD's got the best gaming CPUs. That's like saying, oh, this company has the best cooking shoes. Yeah, you need to wear shoes while cooking, but it's not the most important component to it. Just like if you go beyond 1080p at all, the CPU takes a back seat. I don't know, man. The X3D is great. It's cool. It is. I've used it in my own recommended builds, of course. I've got one in the system I'm streaming from right now. 9800 X3D right this second in this streaming system. For anyone who's ever like, can I stream on a 9800 X3D? I've been doing that. It's just $479.99. You really need it. And once you go beyond 1080p gaming, The benefits just sort of are washed away. I got the same bundle today. They let me upgrade to Corsair Dominator 64 gig 6000 CL30 for $125 more. Eric, that's a great thing to know, because I would definitely upgrade this RAM, or at least go with a silver or white kit. But yeah, 64 gigs of RAM, if you're going to be doing very RAM intensive stuff and a complicated stream, 32 gigs can start to look a little slim. Plus, we have our GPU, CPU, motherboard, and RAM. And on this $2,500 budget, we're only at $1,349. What? That's crazy. Micro Center is on another level, man. Thank you for what you do, says Big Bird. Big Bird, thank you for saying those words. I appreciate you. Thank you. I love these streams, but can you bring back SI Weekly? Hard to set apart 3 hours. Yes, Ryan, I know, yes. And also, I sort of have to do it in order to get my view count up to be approved for Computex, if I get to go. But yes, no, it has been in the works for a while to get a workflow going again, because my editor quit late last year, and for good reason, like on good terms, and he's still a great friend of mine. But yeah, that sort of threw a wrench in everything. Not his fault at all. Like, he needed to do it. 2 terabytes Inland Performance Plus PCIe Gen 4 storage, $132.99. I have multiple of these that I use. I love them. They're great. Any recommendation for a good pair of headsets for gaming? Jordan, my favorite thing actually is IEMs. And these ones that I use right here, I'm not showing the screen. I know that. I'll get back to it. These right here that I use are the Truthier Critical Zeros, recommended to me by Bad Seed Tech. Well, recommended to everybody by Bad Seed Tech, but Brian did back up that recommendation when I met him at LTX. He didn't recommend it directly to me. I didn't know him yet. But these are amazing for like $50. Dual driver IEMs that look amazing with great tuning for like $50. All right, I need to get back to finish this one up. We can finish this up pretty quickly. So we got our 2 terabyte Inland Performance Plus drive. You can add extra storage based on the fact that there's still a lot of budget left. Also, if you want, we could go 5080 based on the fact that there's a lot of budget left. You don't need to do that, but you could do that. I think that you have the budget left to do that, but you will at that point. No, actually we don't, because that's going to be like $700 more. It's not worth it. Ugh. Jeez. Okay, let's talk about the case. Now tell me, you want a white build? You said here, actually, I don't need to even ask, because you said you want a lot of RGB. I already know what to do if they have it. If you need an editor, I might be able to help you out, man. I use DaVinci Studio, not super experienced. I know how to do it. Well, I have someone who I'm integrating into editing that I've known for a long time, who genuinely cares about the channel. It's not just someone I'm hiring off of Craigslist or something. So I do appreciate the offer though. But if the channel ever gets to a point to where I need multiple editors, stick around. I'll let you know. And thank you, Kenka. I was still on full screen. But yeah, also I do everything in Premiere Pro, and it's a lot. Okay, what is this? It's a lot easier when both the content creator and their editor are on the same software. I hate Premiere Pro, to be clear. I don't like it. Oh man, there's that price increase on the Y70 Touch Infinite. I'm never going to recommend a Y series case for a streamer, by the way, just so you know. I was just mentioning that. The Lancool 207 in white looks kind of sick. But I think y'all already know what I'm going to recommend if they have it. Okay, Montech King 95 Pro. The picture doesn't show the fans, but it does come with the fans. And they have 3 in stock. This is the case that I am currently using for my streaming machine. And it's a case I built in when it was time for me to choose whatever case I wanted to do a PC collaboration with Skytech last year for Black Friday. It is a gorgeous case, and it comes with two 140mm reverse flow fans on the side with RGB, three 120mm reverse flow fans to the bottom, and one exhaust fan on the back. You just got to put in an AIO, and you have your full complement of fans. All of that for $179.99, and it's going to equal out to a ton of RGB. I could even show you what it looks like when it's all built. God, this was a long stream. 10 hours and 43 minutes building two PCs. That's what I'm talking about when I say I take forever to build a PC. Look at that. Would you look at that? Absolutely gorgeous. Now, you won't get this. This was part of the collaboration. When did I put it to purple, though? I think I had it going between colors. Yes, absolutely beautiful PC. I love the white King 95. It's like you're reading my mind. Milk Crate, hi, you have a very kind face and voice. Will you type out very kind messages? Thank you. ZJ Ford, I generally, you know, I'll allow that one, but I'm glad you've been around for that long. Thank you, ZJ Ford. I hope you're doing well. I hope I've been here for 6 months. I don't know how to get out. I'm kidding. I'll stick around newcomers. It's a lot of fun. Wait, are there... Did we get raided or something? Oh, sorry about that. Hydrate, Skeeter. I got you. You know how I get when I start getting into these builds? I get hyper-focused. Hello, Dan. I hope you're doing well, buddy. Didn't know those no topics. Sorry. Really, that's a remnant from when it was happening, and I just needed a mental break from it after I exited the situation. I think gracefully. You should try DaVinci someday. The free version is... I get that a lot. It's very extensive. I got Studio because I had a lot of ideas I need the extra tools for. I get that a lot. Yeah, like I can't be in my buddy Liam Manly Reviews' stream without hearing people trying to convince him to go to DaVinci. And I'm just like... Ever since Reroll's been a bit of a no-no topic. Yep. No, it was when you told the new list person to stick around. I think that's just what you said. I was on my phone. Oh, okay. One Aqua server my build, the convenience of having one lighting software, everything was very nice. Yeah. Sorry, was AFK for a minute. Kind of missed the first part. Oh, but yeah, that's what that looks like. So that's what I was doing. So we go King 95 Pro. I am reading your mind, by the way. What kind of UPS unit would work on a 5090 system? You're going to want something that can do... there are units out there that'll do 1500 watts. Don't look at 1500 VA. Not the same thing. 1500 watts. Now, they can get really expensive, but if you look carefully and read reviews, you can find sites that have refurbished UPSs where they get it, make sure everything's working, replace the battery, and it costs half the price of a new one. You can find those online. But yeah, just make sure it can handle the wattage of your entire system that you're trying to run. And then you have to choose what else you run on it. Generally, you just need a monitor and your PC to be on that so you can properly shut down your PC if your power goes out. Cool, thanks. No problem. I need to collaborate with one of those sites that has refurbished UPSs because I'm definitely a believer in that. And there was one that I'd found. I need to reach out to them. We'll check them out, says Jordan M. Vaughn. What's up, Jordan? How's it going? You have any recommendations on a good pair of headsets? Oh, that's right. That's what I was talking about. Okay. I need to have those just linked. It's one. I need to have a page where I just have all my favorite gear linked so you guys can go get it. Iron Man's arc reactor will work too. Yeah, but the whole room one probably. Okay. Back to finishing this build. Power supply. For this, we're going to want to go minimum 850. I'm going to go ahead and go 1,000 watts here because we are healthy on the budget still. And that'll give you room to grow in the future. Who even knows where they're going to go power supply-wise? It's only going up, it seems. Let me get a, the LED X3 I think was pretty well rated. Let's get a read on that real quick. What's up, Zach? Hope you're doing good, bud. Okay, so what we're looking at is the LED X3 1000 watt. LED X3. Hey, stop that. Get off of there. I can't see. Okay. 1000 watt. It is A rated. Hell yeah. Look at that. Okay, these pop-up things really suck. 850 watt has a weak... We're not looking at 850 watts, so shut up. A-rated power supply, 169 for 1,000 watts with ATX 3.1 compatibility. Not that you need that because you're getting AMD, but yo, there you go. Woot has some CyberPower UPSs listed today. Yeah, Eric, just be careful. Don't look at the VA. Look at the wattage that supports. Do you think now is the right time to go for the highest tier builds? Just looking at the difference in 5090 to 5080 pre-builds is like 2K in some cases. Well, that's because Zed Leplin, most people should not be looking at a 5090. What NVIDIA did by raising the price of the 5090 and keeping the price of the 5080 at $1,000 from versus a 4080 Super was they actually helped me out in a way, because I would tell people all the time, you don't need a 4090 if you're mostly gaming. In fact, unless you're using tasks that specifically need a lot of VRAM, which if you don't know whether you need a lot of VRAM, you probably don't. Trust me on that. Kind of like if you don't know the difference between Windows 11 Home and Pro, you probably don't need the features of Pro. It's just one of those things. You're categorizing yourself that way. But anyways, and that's not meant to be derisive or anything. It's just, it kind of lines up usually in that way. The majority of people don't come close to needing 32 gigs of VRAM. So NVIDIA has priced them out of buying the wrong GPU. 5080 is more than most people need. In fact, most people will be fine, even for 4K gaming and everything, with a 5070 Ti. So, like, I tested the 5070 Ti. I'm using it right now for the stream. I've tested it in 4K gaming with and without all the aids for that, all the help for that with your AI upscaling and frame generation. With and without it, it did quite good. It did amazing with those things, and it did just fine playability-wise in 4K native rendering without it. So, yeah. Tanmay, what's going on? Welcome. I power my whole life on my PC, so I need a lot of juice. I can go 1200 watts if you want, but this is going to be all you need right there. Also, keep one thing in mind. We haven't picked our cooler yet. Wait a second. We haven't picked our cooler yet. Does anybody else see the issue? We haven't picked our cooler yet. What? Why is it already $250 for Pro Assembly? We could be using an air cooler. ZJ Ford, yes, it does count that you work for UPS. Your PC will magically power itself. I just ordered a kilowatt to test how much my computer pulls. Nice, Milk Crate. That's fun. That's fun stuff. Iron Man, we already mentioned that. Just watch for Palladium intake. Let's put an air cooler in to see what happens. All right. Love that they carry thermal right now. Well, I did it. It's still $250. No, the GPU is not liquid cooled. Micro Center has raised their prices on the same day Pro Assembly. Now, let's talk, chat. Let's come up sidebar. Come on. Dear Micro Center, as you may know, currently consumers are concerned. All alliteration aside, it's a serious concern. That concern is based on tariffs, on shelves being empty due to distributors refusing and redirecting their shipments, also due to tariffs. And right now is a pretty rough time for the PC enthusiast or the want-to-be PC enthusiast. Now, I seem to be noticing something that is a little bit surprising. Previously, your same-day Pro Assembly price was $149.99 with an air cooler, and there was a nonsensical $100 upcharge if your customer was foolish enough to choose to get an AIO because your builders were so stressed by the extra 12 screws they had to install to put that radiator onto the case. A lot of work that I know. I've built PCs for the last 25 years or so. Now, it seems to me that in this time of economic uncertainty and potential doom on the horizon, that you've chosen now as the best time to not only follow, if you have to raise prices due to tariffs, yes, but you've chosen to not only raise the price on goods but also services. Are your employees being imported from China as well? Like, that's fine, I guess. And maybe you're paying 149% extra on those. I don't understand. That was probably the worst way to word that possible. Are you outsourcing your labor to a foreign country as well and importing fully built PCs same day somehow? I don't know. Why raise your build price $100 when everybody's freaked out about part pricing right now? Why would you do that now? How could you think that's a good idea? I'm sorry. That wording earlier was really poor, and that's not what I meant to imply, okay? I'm just saying, are you paying tariffs on your employee pay rates as well somehow? Because there's no sensible explanation for this otherwise. So what we're going to do, we're going to try adding an all-in-one liquid cooler and see if it goes up even higher. Because, oh boy, if that happens, I am just about ready to have an aneurysm. We're going to go here, just pick any AIO and see what happens. And I'm just curious here. I'm curious. What's going to happen? Okay, it didn't. So essentially, the $100 price increase for daring to get an AIO, for having the gall to buy an AIO, is now baked into all of your same-day Pro Assembly. Got it. Really, really cool. Good way to read the room, Micro Center. Good job in all that. Why? Sweet Raptor Jesus, why would you choose to do this now? Holy freaking crap. I always wondered why it costs an extra $100 for your quote-unquote pro builders. If they're such pros, why it's so much more labor for them to screw in a few extra screws. In my opinion, it's actually a little easier to install an AIO appropriately and get good seating and everything, get good pressure on the CPU, good even pressure all over and all that. And it's just a little bit more time consuming. But your quote-unquote pros, I don't know, maybe they got a little shy about putting in AIOs, and you just had to spice it up with that extra $100 to all of your customers. But now it's just everybody. Just everybody gets to pay Everybody gets to pay an extra $100. Well, I guess I don't have to explain that anymore. Thanks. I don't have to. I don't have to explain to someone why. For their if they're trying to get a budget PC built by your pros, why they can't get one of your budget AIOs without spending an extra $100. Now everybody gets to enjoy that. Thank you very much, Micro Center. Way to go. Good timing. Clearly on the consumer side. Braythorn out. Well, there you go. It would have been better, Alucard. You're right, but I guess that's just not in the cards. And an extra wire if it had RGB. Well, Dodger Dog, I got news for you. If your air cooler has an RGB fan, you got that extra wire anyway. What's up, John Paul Bacon? How's it going? I stream, game, edit, and dabble in AI for some videos. Looking to get into Blender and animation potentially. I figure I could use a VRM for all that as a way to keep the same PC for 5 years or more. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Anyway, guys, sorry about that. They got tired of explaining it, so they fixed it for everyone. Yay, they did it the right direction, too. Charging more money in a time where everyone is like, where everything is tight. Everyone's having difficulty getting the things that they want. Great, great timing. Let's see if they did the same thing they always do and they only have 240s in the Montech cooler. They do. Okay. Not cool. So we're going to go with this King Cool cooler here, which I think does an admirable job for a very, very good price. Okay, right there. 360 millimeter AIO for $84.99. There you go. I think that's the whole build for 1917, and this is why, let me tell you why that's good. First off, when you go there, you might be able to upgrade something like the RAM, maybe upgrade to a 64 gig kit for a little bit, and see whether that's possible. So we leave a little bit of the budget open for that. The other side of the coin here is that you got to pay the same day pro assembly. That's $250. And if you want to get any decent coverage on the system, because their warranty is pretty pathetic, honestly, their base warranty, you have to add a couple $100 for that. And it's only $50 to go from the $200 2-year protection. It's only $250 to go to 3 years of protection. So you just get the 3 years. And if you ever have issues with your PC that they pre-build for you, that they custom build for you, then you can just, instead of having to ship it to a system integrator, you just pop it in your car, drive over there and be like, fix this. You took a lot of money to build it, so you're going to fix it. Yeah. Now, that isn't going to count if you just like spill a bowl of ramen on it or something. Don't do that. But yeah, any other, any type of issues it may have other than that should be fine. Now, one thing I need you to do, and this is going to be for, let me see. Going to be for both of you guys, Ryan and Kenka. If you get your PC built by Micro Center, they're going to want to sell you one of their either $120 or $199 copies of Windows. Y'all, if you watch any tech YouTube stuff, you know that there are cheaper OEM options that you can get. And I have a YouTube sponsor for that, VIP CDK Deals. They're on all of my SI Weekly episodes. You just go to the description, click the link there, use code BRAY25. And you can get an OEM copy of Windows, which is locked to that hardware. Like if you take your drive out and put it in another system, the copy turns, the license turns off basically until you put it back in. If you want to, you ask them to install Windows 11 Home and not to activate it. That way you can get a cheap OEM license for 1/5 the price. And there you go, $25 or so. You get Windows 11 Home key. You put that in there, and you're good to go. That's what I would do. I need to have a command in here for that, but yeah. Yeah, so you ask them to install Windows, but not activate it. And Windows 11 Home is going to be the way to go for most systems. Unless you know you need Windows 11 Pro, then you can get it. But otherwise, you can just get it. Fine. I have Assura home insurance. I'm not sure that's going to cover if it doesn't catch fire or something. You know what I mean? Which we're hoping that doesn't happen, obviously. But if it has just, my GPU just died and it's, like it had a 1-year warranty, but I bought the 3-year warranty, you have to replace it now. That's the kind of thing I'm talking about. So what I'm going to do here is this. I'm going to copy the link for this because that's a fully done build right there. So Kanka, that is your build. What I need you to do is I need you to go here and I need you to save this build right here like that and create a Micro Center account so you can do that, or just add to cart. The thing is, some of these things can't be added to cart, like the GPU. So you're gonna need to save the build, create a Micro Center account, do all that stuff, and let me know when you're done, because the very next build I have to do, like right now, is another Micro Center build, which is going to clear out this one. Once you've saved it though, you got it. It's yours. So yeah, 9700X. If you're insistent on the 9800X 3D, they might let you upgrade to that if they have it in stock, and still keep the motherboard and RAM pricing. Just mess with it while you're there. You can use the savings that you get from the bundle to get yourself the extra system protection if you want to. Yeah, Tanmay, it could be what they're doing. I'm just not happy with it. Do you think a top tier build is worth the price still? I believe I have the use case, but I'm still hesitant on the state of prices. I think it might be better to wait. Zed, it probably would be better to wait right now. Because there are systems you can get right now. Like, I can help you right now if you want with a top tier build. I know for a fact that like Alexander PCs has 5090s in stock. And that's one of the top builders according to our community and according to my opinion as well. That's one of the best system integrator, boutique system integrators you can get. But I mean, for a 5090 build, you're going to be looking at a whole lot of money. Making an account right now. Thank you for your help. You're very welcome, Kanka. And feel free to hang out as many times as you want. This is a place where you can come to learn about PC stuff. I will rant about things. If you're okay with that, then it's at least pro-consumer rants. Same thing. Oh, y'all talking about military stuff. Very cool. Very cool. Hi, Christopher. How's it going? And true, it is great to hear from vets. My guess is 249, 20/25, 21 screws, if not AIO. $10 to $12 per screw. Yeah, I've never done the count on how many screws you put in for an AIO. I personally don't put in all of them. I just, where there's the double holes, that's just for mounting fans on that side. So I just do one on each of those double holes, and then it's plenty to hold up the thing. Oh, because Robert asked how much that is per screw. Okay. Zelmov, $83 an hour to have them build you a PC. That's, I doubt they pay their builders that, even though they're pros. Still gotta wait on the money, my man. Okay, got you. VA disability does not work fast. Nothing with the government does. Okay, so if it takes a month for them to get it to you, that's at the point where everyone's going to be paying full-on tariff pricing on everything. And there's going to be a lot of scarcity because a lot of the containers that were supposed to come to the US have been redirected to the EU and to other places in the world that are not going to punish someone for wanting to sell stuff. So, yeah, it's going to be a rough time then. But that's what it is, what it is. If that's what you got to do, we'll see what we can do when that time comes. I'll be here to try and help find you the best deal possible. Build is saved. Awesome. There you go. And you know what? When you're there, tell the Micro Center people, like, hey, we see what you did with the build pricing, and it's not okay. Or don't, because that'd be like talking to someone who's going to be cooking your food for you, and you don't want them to spit in your food. I don't think they'll spit in your PC, though. Imagine. Okay. All right, Ryan. Good Lord.
about the budget you got there. But because you're trying to do a lot with this, gaming, programming, esports, streaming, content creation, video editing, we can put together a hell of a build for you. Sorry, Braithorn, we're distracting you. No, it's okay. I actually like it when there's conversations going on in chat, and I can sort of focus on what I'm doing. That's good. Yeah, that's why my limit is so high for my build. That's a smart way to go. But let me ask you this. What is the actual maximum amount of money, dollars, you can put into your build? Not a range, but a hard price limit. Bears Beats and Battlestar celebrating promotion with Popeyes like a fat kid. Chicken tender shrimp and large mac and cheese, baby. I love their sandwich. Like, there's no better chicken sandwich. It is, and it's different. It's fried differently than all their other stuff. The only thing here is that with the Popeyes we have here, we cannot order it for delivery. They will forget things every time. Quote unquote, forget things. It's the best. Love it. All right, 5K. All righty. Well, I hope everybody's ready for a top tier Micro Center build. Here's hoping they have good GPUs in stock. Because it very well may be, Ryan, that I'm going to end up recommending a system integrator instead of Micro Center if they just don't have the stock ready for you. Okay, the highest end GPUs they have in stock are 5080s. Hoping to one day get on this list, Chris. Well, we'll be ready for you when you are. Green is zoomed, by the way. Thank you. I don't pay attention to anything. Thank you, Lemming. I appreciate that. They have multiple, and we are doing a white build. They do have the Aorus Master Ice, which is a beautiful card, but it is $16.29 for a card that was supposed to be $9.99. They do have lower priced 5080s. Ryan, I think Chris is saying like they're not quite ready yet because there's actually a little trap door in the form that some people do miss. If you say that you're making your purchase more than a month from now, it will take you to the end of the form immediately. Because if it's more than a month from now, things are going to change drastically in that time. They just do. Okay, Chris. Hey, priorities are what they are. 3 combat deployments. Good lord. The Master is a flagship card from Gigabyte, though. Makes sense there. I guess so. And it's beautiful. But, I mean, it's literally $400. Well, $330 more. Well, no, $430 more. $430 more than a PNY 5080. God. Well, let's check something real quick. Nope, that is above budget. That makes sense. Okay. None of those. Okay. Five to 6 weeks. 5 to 6 weeks. And you stated you wanted it within a month, but still, that's a little more. Yeah, 5090s tend to push it above budget, even with a $5,000 budget. 5090s are just like that. You know what? I know I've already got them open here, but we're going in fresh. That is so good. Damn. Okay. If anyone's going to come in under a $5,000 budget with a 5090, it would be SkyTeam. Let's see what we can do. There are 5 builds with 5090s here. Oh man, it's so close. $52.99. But that's a 9800X 3D. That's not going to be what I would recommend for video editing. $52.99. And then I could put my coupon on that. Let's see what else they put in here. I was actually looking at Paradox. Yeah, but once you go 50, not like I'm trying to get you something if with $5,000 budget. I'm trying to get you something top tier. 4 terabytes Gen 4, 32 gigs of DDR5 5600 for a $5,300 PC. They couldn't spend a little extra to at least go 6,000. Oh well. 9800X 3D though, 4 terabyte storage. I would rather see 2 terabyte storage and better RAM. Because you can add to storage. You can't really add to DDR5. Okay. Yo, what the hell? Why did it do that? Can you please just... Okay. Well, 9950X, 32 gigs. All right, sure. But it's DDR5 6000, 5090, 5299. 9800X 3D. That's at budget, but 9800X 3D. All right, we're going to keep looking, chat. We're going to keep looking. We're going to see what we can find. An HP system? Go on Starforge. Let's look at Starforge. He jumps from 3,800 to 6,299. Ah. A 9800X 3D. Okay. Oh, it's 72.99. 59.99. Huh. Core Ultra 9 285K 5090 53.99. But I can only get you $50 off on VR LA Tech, so that's still above budget. Okay, we keep looking. We're getting closer. We're getting closer, everybody. Our GPU is going to be up there too. They're going to be over 6,000. Yep, that's a boutique builder for you. Okay. Okay, not in stock right now. That's more future than now anyway. Video editing content creation can be put on the back burner. Okay, well, here's what we can do then. Although the RAM is a thing. Okay, so let me look at something here, what you said. You said, yes, you're interested in upgrading your CPU down the line. Fascinating. Let's see what this comes out to with my discount. $51.40.99. Shipping is free though. Let's see what else out of the ones that I looked at. Okay, no. So for a setup like yours, something I would strongly consider actually is going to be an Intel system, Core Ultra 200S, because it's at the top of the gaming charts at 1080p. No, because it doesn't have 3D cache. Once you get past 1080p, who freaking cares? CPU doesn't make much of a difference. And when you're streaming gameplay, you start your stream, you got all those cores and everything with something like a 9950X3D, 16 cores, 32 threads. As soon as you start your game, half of those cores get shut down. So it's not my favorite for that. And for video editing, it's pretty good. It's good. It's very good, actually. But it doesn't win in every category, the 9950X3D. So something like a Core Ultra 285K is gonna win in a lot of other categories. But let's see here what it says about GPUs. Oh, well, that's, yep, I guess that's, yep. Yep, that's over. Okay. Well, Ryan, how do you feel about it being 140 over or 141 over, but you get free shipping on it? You can wake up the cores and keep them active if you choose. The bongler, the problem is, then you get what is it? You get latency between the chiplets, which is not an issue with Intel CPUs. But what's up, the bongler? How's it going? Okay. Well, take another quick glance at this. Yeah, it looks like they actually put a pretty decent motherboard in here. Looks like an MSI MAG Edge X870 Edge Wi-Fi. And if you find that it's not quite enough I/O for you, you can always add in a USB add-in card as well. Because you have a full ATX motherboard and everything. I really like the Neso P1 case. It's very easy to work in for making your own upgrades. The upgrades you would make in the future is you could upgrade to a 9950X3D or the next generation one once you do more video editing. Plus, on the 9800X3D, they have improved non-gaming tasks by putting the 3D V-cache underneath the core complex die. That is nice. And maybe they're, as they go through the generations of multi-chiplet 3D V-cache chips, things like core parking get better. They have been getting better. So since the 7950X3D, where it was kind of iffy, it's now better. On the 9950X3D, it's not great, and I don't like core parking, but that's only going to affect you when you turn on a game. So you could upgrade later to the 9950X3D, and this 9800X3D would sell like hotcakes on the used market. The other thing is the RAM. 32 gigs of DDR5 5600 is not great, but for less than $200, you can get a 64 gig kit of DDR5 6000 down the line. No problem. So those are two upgrades you can do in the future. What you're getting, though, is the top gaming CPU on the market, 9800X3D. So that's going to be top tier. A 5090. So there's that. 4 terabytes of Gen 4 storage, and plenty of options to add more storage as well. So, and a 1000-watt gold APX 3.0 power supply. In a case that's very, very easy to work in. I will say, I've been streaming while gaming with the 9950X3D, and it's been super efficient, says the Bongler. Well, that's good. It's not a bad thing. However, you're basically gaming and streaming with a 9800X3D at that point, and it can do those things. However, someone goes into streaming and they want to have a really complex stream, and trust me, I've seen some very, very complicated streams out there with a lot of stuff going on, and you want those extra cores. You need to know that you're losing out on half of them with a 9950X3D. You need to know that. Shipping and handling not included in my budget, by the way. Sorry, should have specified. Yeah, it should not be included in your budget. That is already specified in the form itself. I just will stipulate that if we go over budget, I'll be like, oh, but shipping is free. So since that wasn't included with a budget, you should take that into consideration. So there you go. Matthew, what's going on? Found a PC that is 5090 from Best Buy, has an Ultra 9 285K for 5039. Still, Matthew, I would still recommend buying directly from a system integrator rather than from a third-party reseller, because this actually looks like it has a nice motherboard in it. I'm pretty sure that other one would not. I will generally recommend buying directly from an SI every time, rather than buying from a third-party reseller, because they take part of the profit, and that money has to be made somewhere. So the SI has to make concessions in the other hardware. So yeah, I would go with this one. Micro Center does have a pre-built with a 5090 that is already, yeah, I read that earlier. Right. Is CyberPower an okay brand? Not in my opinion, no. They have some of the worst reporting as per their customer service in our Discord, which has specific channels for sharing testimonials on experiences buying from specific SIs. If you're looking at CyberPower pricing, price to performance, just buy iBuyPower. They have similar price to performance, a similar buying experience, similar ownership experience, except that you get great tech support and customer service from iBuyPower, whereas CyberPower doesn't prioritize that at all based on the reporting I've gotten. Now, I know you said you wanted to go boutique, but with wanting to get top tier, and I mean, you did say 1440p. We could have gone with something like a 5080 and gone with a boutique builder. And that would have been fine. But in this case, with the use cases you had, I wanted to see if I could find you a system for around your budget that would have a 5090 in it. And lo and behold, we did do that. Thanks. No problem. Why is it not limiting these now? I'm going to take one last peek at some of these, though. Yeah, if you want to go with something like a... Well, there's the one with a 9900X 3D for a couple $100 more. But anything with the top-tier CPU, like a 9950X 3D or a Ultra 9 285K, they're around $6,000. So, yeah. Which is in keeping with a lot of the rest of the industry. That's just where it is right now. Top-tier gaming PCs used to be around $4,000. They've gone up to about $6,000. Not just because of NVIDIA's pricing, but also because now of tariffs. Wait, what's the Prism 4? That's new. Haven't seen that. Oh, yeah, it's got the wood case on it. No, the wood aspect of it, rather. I think it's an Antec case. Very nice. I've definitely fallen into editing and streaming more than I ever thought I would. I've already met a lot of great people, so I want to do better for them and any others who come by, you know? Yeah. And having the right system. My thing about creative tasks like video editing and graphic design, 3D design, things like that, is that the goal is to reach a flow state, creative flow, right? You're just the tools, you're used to the tools, they work when you need them to work, and nothing destroys your creative flow like software lagging because your hardware is not up to the task. And the creative flow is something that needs to be protected because the best of us comes through when we're in a flow state. That's just how that is. And yeah, if it takes an investment to get yourself to where the best of your creativity can come through, that's my goal is to help you find the best investment you can make there for your budget. Sort of to min-max that if you can. Well, that's so there we go. Right now, oh, we got an ad break on Twitch. Okay. Yes, it gets pretty annoying trying to do it all with my laptop, but I'll make do because the people make it worth it. Yep. I would say one of the things, do you work with your laptop docked in some way? Do you have like a nice monitor for color reproduction and all that, and a keyboard and mouse to get the best ergonomic setup? Because that can actually make a big difference without you investing in a whole new system. And it also sets you up for that new system down the line. That's something I would probably look into if you're having to wait for the larger investment that is an entire desktop PC. Ryan says, been looking at the NZXT Player 3. Ryan, I would not under any circumstances recommend that you buy a PC from NZXT. And it's not just because of the whole rental PC fiasco. It came to my attention during that time that because I'd worked with NZXT to help them improve their QA after the build to try and make sure I wouldn't get a PC to review that had 3 loose screws in the case and things like that. I didn't know that after that happened, they had then outsourced all of their PC building to another company. So any improvements that were made were out the window. And as a matter of fact, I had no frame of reference for what kind of quality they were putting into the build and the quality assurance after the fact. So no way I would recommend you, whether you're getting a budget or a baller PC, that you go with NZXT. There's no chance, no shot from me. They have some good cases, and in some situations, I'll still recommend those. But for PC building, no. They gave that up when they gave up their own PC building service to another company. I'll make PC soonish, I hope, but they don't give much info, so I'll just have to keep waiting. That's what I hear in situations like that. Not my first time hearing about that. Yes, I have an extra monitor, mouse, USB hub. It all helps a lot. It really does. Yeah, and in addition, one thing that I found, it's something I wanted to try for myself, except that I have shaky hands, is using a drawing tablet for editing tasks and stuff. I know for graphic design it makes a lot of sense, but maybe I'll borrow my girlfriend's because she has a drawing tablet I got her a long time ago. I might want to try that at some point. It's just I have essential tremors, so yeah, it's funny because for almost every situation I'm like, oh, I have this health issue, so. But I know I'm 42 years old. I've been collecting them for a while. It's a deep rabbit hole. I would also look into Terran Van Her. Terran's awesome. Terran's great. He has entire keyboards worth of macros. It's insane. Terran is awesome. He makes really good content. Also, Triple B. Sorry I missed your second message there. Besides Popeyes, I love Panera mac and cheese. Anybody else love fast food mac? Without opening up the can of worms that is talking about Chick-fil-A and their policies and leadership and stuff like that, I will say when I've had it, they've had really good mac and cheese, but that's about it. Popeye's mac is pretty good. I just like it when you have that burnt cheese as part of it. That's just like burnt cheese is next level delicious. What about Paradox Customs? I checked them, and to a similar system and specs, because they're a boutique builder, was over $6,000. I did check Paradox Customs as part of the systems the system integrators I was looking through for your build. I love Paradox. They're awesome. They put together an amazing system for a content creator I know, and I recently did an unboxing for that. And it was an elite system with an elite build quality. But in order to do something like a 5090 in there, you're looking at like $1,400 more than what you're spending here. And that's just the boutique aspect. They buy in lower quantities, but they're paying way more for these GPUs from distributors. I'll look them up right now. Thank you a lot for all the help, Tame and you, Braythorn. That Reddit guy was right. You're awesome. You know what, Zed? I think I'll never make a subreddit or have much of a presence on Reddit. And I'm not the type of guy who likes to say good things about myself. I like to just do the best I can. And if people want to say, hey, he does good, I'll let them say it. So maybe I'll never have a presence on Reddit and just, let you guys handle the recommendations for me. I'd rather browse Reddit anonymously whenever I need a tip on a weird BIOS thing that's going on or whatever. Yeah. He seems to use Premiere. I use DaVinci Resolve. Well, some of the macros used there are going to be PC macros that can just be helpful in general, but yeah. It makes sense though that he uses Premiere because that's what Linus Media Group uses, and that's where Terran came from. Tanmay talking about Terran, too many T's, got me in a tizzy. The theory is still applicable. It is true. A lot of the same features are there, even though the timeline looks different and everything, and color grading looks very different. So a lot of the theories are going to be the same. Crank it a little bit. Zed, because you do content creation stuff, check that link out. That is awesome music for this. This is just their chip rock stuff. They have a lot of stuff: synth rock, synthwave, metal, all kinds of actual like real organic feeling music. Well, it's all digital, of course it's digital, but it's actual musicians making it. You should check it out because it's all free for use in your streams and content, everything. And that goes out to anyone who is doing any kind of streaming or content creation. You know what we're going to do? We're going to... I'm going to make... I know the music was too loud. I'm going to make a command for anyone who wants to know about the music. gonna be a timer and a command. That's already on YouTube. It's funny because this is like not my favorite track at all. Of course, the starting one is one of my favorites, of course. Yeah, love this one. Okay, now we have a timer for the form too. On YouTube. Who are we raiding later? I see Manly is on. Well, I've been raiding Manly a lot because those are he's fun. He's a fun dude and a cool guy, real cool guy. But I don't know. I've raided Manly like a few times in a row now. Well, I see that there are other streamers that are friends that I would like to raid instead as well. Like, it's always tough for me, but I try to spread the love as much as possible. Champs Hamps, what's going on? Big Dog, you helped make a decision on the PC like 3 years ago. I'm still grateful. Cheers. Thank you, Champs Hamps. Feel free to hang out whenever you want. It'll help you keep up with current PC trends, things like that. Of course, current PC trends is that we're all frustrated and confused and angry. But yeah, I mean, feel free to hang out whenever you want. And if you know anyone else who's like, I want to get a PC, tell them, stop, hold up. This dude can help you out one-on-one for free, and you know where to send him. Not a big Reddit guy myself, but I'm doing a lot of research there for all this PC stuff. Learn a lot in a short amount of time. Yeah, that's it. Reddit's generally a good place to do that. Watch a video about colors, you'll quickly become a fan. Oh, yeah. Well, I haven't heard of this. I've always used what YouTube gives for free in a YouTube studio. YouTube actually has a pretty great selection. It's not bad, but you're going to be using the same thing everybody else is using. And that can get tiresome really quickly. Also, you might find that backing track stuff, none of it is really to your liking. But if you've been liking what you've been hearing while you've been hanging out, that's all backingtrack.gg. Like, if you've ever learned anything from Epos Vox on YouTube, amazing dude. One of my favorite humans. And he's part of backing track. Like, that's one of his things. He's part of the team for that. Is that the video talking about color isn't what you think? Nice. Posture check. Thank you. Do need that. Appreciate it. Was it obvious? That was a one-time only thing. I hope you enjoyed it. Let's see if anyone else has filled out the form. Nope. I'm surprised we got as many as we did. ECDJ1967 filled out the form earlier yesterday. Did not show up. And on the 29th, we had STS Trader NC filled it out on the 29th. I guess it was at the end of the stream or something, or maybe they weren't here, or I just didn't notice when they filled it. What time was it at? It was at, they filled it out. I guess I ended a little early, and they filled it out at the end of that. Oh man, SGDQ is coming up in a couple months too. After GDQX, I really wanted to go to SGDQ or AGDQ. AGDQ is earlier in the year. SGDQ is in July. It's not going to happen. It's just a needless expense. I don't have anything to do there. But whatever. No, we're still good. We still have an hour to go. It's just no one's filled out the form. So now, everybody, is the time. If you've been waiting to get help or whatever, then now's the time to fill out a form. I do prefer it to be a real one rather than a fun one, although those are by definition fun. I like to help you out if you really need it. Scarecrow, what's going on? It's going well. Great. Do you still publish your your Google Sheets with your archive builds? I should do that. The only thing it won't have is the timestamps, because that was a lot of labor. I don't have an automatic way to generate those. It was someone who was putting in the work for that. So it would just be the form, and I could do that. I don't see why not. Hey man, I also have the same Fifine mic I got for streaming. This is a great microphone. It's like 55 bucks. XLR and USB-C, and it's dynamic, super cardioid. It's exactly what you need especially if you don't have acoustic treatment in your room. My normal mic is currently not being used. It is the Super 55, the absolute classic, awesome microphone from Shure. It's just I can't use it with my current setup. That's why I'm moving this whole setup right over here. This whole setup is going to be moving right here. This one's going to go there. And then I'm going to have my Rodecaster Pro 2 so I can run this thing and have instantaneous monitoring, not a stupid delay on the monitoring like that comes from the Elgato Wavelink software. That'll be really nice. So I've been using this because it has the headphone jack and I can get direct monitoring from it. I, like anyone else who broadcasts, most people who broadcast, I like to hear my own voice back at me. So I know if I'm sounding weird. I know how the condition of my voice. I know if I'm clipping or doing anything like that, if I'm too close to the mic, if I'm too far from the mic, all of that. And if you're just getting into streaming, you should try to set yourself up to where you can hear yourself as you go. You can turn it down. Usually with most microphones, it's just something that's highly recommended, and why you see people who are podcasting have headphones on. They can hear themselves and whoever else is in the podcast really well. Because it's like, why are they wearing headphones? They're in the same room. But yeah. Nobody's filling out a form. What about a pure competitive streaming PC from Paradox? I've been a fan as of recent, seeing them partner up with Regiment GG. Yeah, no, I know. Actually, Ryan, fun fact, I think the guy that's heading up Regiment now came from Paradox, went over to Regiment. You're going to see them working together a lot because of that. But also, Paradox works with a lot of content creators and celebrities and things like that. So it's just really cool to see. But if you want, what's the budget on the system? You're competitive, like 1080p? Same here, but it's my main mic. I really like it. Budget baller build mic. This is a fine microphone for anyone who. I got this after I got this. I just happened to be at CES and I ran into Fi-Fi and I was like, hey, I worked with you guys on some really early content. And they were like, oh, cool. Hey, hi, Braithorn. Okay, yeah. Hey, try this mic out. I'm like, okay. But I already had that. So I was like, that's my main thing right there. That's my main microphone. But whenever I need a backup microphone, this thing does an amazing job. To the point where I've been using it as my main microphone for a few weeks now. Yes, 1080p. Okay. Sure. We can do that. So we go to the custom builder, go start building, and we can go to the, I would pick this by case basically. Let's say we go with the 4000D RGB right here. You can choose between white or black. That's not a problem. If we're going pure competitive without a budget, it looks like, we can go 9800X3D. Ooh, they got the B850 live mixer. That's a nice one. It's a nice motherboard. It's a nice motherboard. Okay. No, let's go with AIO. Max out our cooling. Nah, we'll go with the 32 gigs ZDR5 6000, totally fine. 1 terabyte storage for a competitive PC, totally fine. You're going to have 1 or 2 games on there, whatever you compete at. GPU 5070, fine for 1080p. More than enough for 1080p. That would make this thing around 2500 with the top competitive gaming CPU in the market, 9800X3D, 4000D case, B850 live mixer. We can probably bring this. Oh, you said gaming and streaming. Let's see what we've got for I/O on this thing real quick. That's such a cool design. I love the design of the newer live mixer board. I prefer the purple. But that was LGA 1700, unfortunately. I don't know, throw 12900K in that, you're fine, but anything 13th or 14th gen, I'm not going to trust it. God, these take so long to load. It looks like a lot of I/O though. Like a lot of I/O. Which is what I like to see in a streaming system. Okay, we're just not going to load pictures, apparently. There we go. Okay. Now, a lot of this I/O is USB 2.0. And that is unfortunate. However, if you're looking at something like, I don't know, Stream Deck or Stream Deck pedals, keyboard, mouse, headset, that kind of stuff, USB 2.0 is fine. But you only have 5 fast USB Type A's and only 1 USB Type C. So you're seeing the limitations of the B850 chipset. So what we can do is look at what else they have in their motherboards. B850-F is probably going to be the one to go, the ROG Strix. But there's also the X870E. Let's see what this thing's got first. It's still B850, and there's still the same kind of limitations to that in terms of I/O. But they probably handled that a little differently with this board. Scarecrow, yes. Prices are going up pretty fast. If you look at this, this is very similar. And as a matter of fact, there's less USB Type A on here, but there's twice the USB Type C. Now, if we look at something like the X870E, that's going to have things like dual USB 4, all that stuff. But then you're going from a $205 motherboard to a $525 motherboard. You're more than doubling the price. Well, let's see if that would be potentially worth it. Or switch to the US website, whatever. Now this I can get behind. Look at how much 10 gigabit per second USB type A you get. You get 9 of those. Plus you get 5 gigabit Ethernet, Wi-Fi 7, and quad type C. This is 20 gigabit per second USB plus fast charging there. 10 gigabit per second USB-C, and then dual USB 4. Like, if you're serious about streaming, this thing's going to jump out at you and be like, pick me, pick me. Wow, that's an aesthetic right there for sure. They kind of started designing this thing and never stopped. There's a big downside here that I'm seeing right now. They lowered the graphics card another notch to put in additional M.2 closer to the CPU. That's cool and all, but not necessary for what they call a gaming motherboard. Gaming motherboard? Okay. So because that PCIe slot is lowered yet another notch, you're losing on your expandability here. Let's take a look at this and look at the main board here. Same thing. Look at that. Only one PCIe slot. Now, if we look at the ASRock motherboard, what have we got here? You have 2 X16 slots right here. So that's going to be a USB expansion card and maybe your your internal capture card. Let's take a quick look at the specifications. Can I just go to specs, please? That would be cool. Specification, there it is. And we go to slots. Here we go. One PCIe 5.0, 2 4.0 that support X4. Both of those slots support X4. Hell yeah. That's really cool. You could put you could run 8 HDMI into this and capture. You could run dual Camlink Pros in this because they require X4 PCIe. It only requires PCIe 2, but you need those 4 lanes. And you can run 2 of those in this thing. That's bananas. This is a great motherboard for streaming because of that expandability right down there. Is that Asus motherboard ATX or EATX? ATX and looks like ATX. I would want to check the specs to... No, not that. Tech specs. It looks like ATX. Yeah, they're both ATX. Yeah, I'd stick with this thing. I have a 7950X3D 47 Ti Super. I hope I'm good for a few more years. It depends on what you do with it. All these motherboard website makers need a class on page SEO optimization. They don't care. They don't care. It's weird. They want a PowerPoint presentation. They don't want a usable website. And it drives me out of my mind. So I agree. Now, basically at this point, you can choose whether you want to upgrade your GPU or not. But if you're doing 1080p, your CPU becomes more important as well, like as important almost as the GPU. So 5070 plus the 9000X3D should be fine, or you can up this to a 5070 Ti, or if they have it, they don't. They don't have the 9070 or 9070 XT. So I'd maybe go 5070 Ti. That makes this thing 2875, and it's going to be an absolute monster in 1080p. Like, you'll keep up with anybody with this thing. This is going to remove all... it's basically... It'll do everything for you but fix skill issues. There you go. That's what you want from a competitive PC. Now, if you're doing 1440p, you should be fine with this as well, but the CPU becomes less important. Just be aware of that. And if you're wondering, yes, I do have a discount code with Paradox as well. Now, I just need to make sure I'm not missing the share thing here. It's not here, right? Oh, also, if you want to, you can choose the white case. Select, and then you should have different options for your other components. Like, let's see here. Yep, now you have these. And I really like the B850 Aorus Elite Ice. I think it's a really good motherboard to go with on that. And there's also the Aorus Pro Ice, but I would just go with this right here. The IO is really good. Not sure it's the same layout for PCIe there, but you have at least one X4. You know, at this price, I would also go 2 terabytes of storage. It's not much more. You might need a new GPU. What are you talking about? It hogs too much hardware? I mean, I guess. It's all going to depend on your settings. But it's pretty hardware intensive, to be clear. Yeah, no white GPUs. And that makes sense with the market being what it is. Changing from black to white, though, in the case is going to change all your other stuff. Might want to change this to match with the AIO fans, but you don't have the option to do that. So, okay. Oh, I didn't change the power supply. Derp. My bad. Go 850 at least. Maybe add some white cable extensions if you want that aesthetic. If you're streaming and you have it as part of your background or something, then sure. Brings this thing up to $3,000 though, with all the white components, slightly more expensive motherboard, the case being a little more, I think. 5070 Ti, higher end power supply, yeah. I'll share this one to you too if you want. You now have discount code Micro Center. Micro Center is a retail location. It is not a system integrator. They happen to build systems, but it's not their main thing. Permissions check. What do you mean? Share cart. Well, apparently I can't give you this build. What you can do, if you want to, Ryan, is just follow along with the VOD to choose all the same things I chose. And that's the page for that. Oh, you're going to go with this one instead? Okay, sure. I didn't know you wanted to save 2K, or else I would have done this right off the bat. I just went by your budget to try to get you the most PC possible. You could just let me know if you wanted to do that. Maybe go with the 48 gigs of RAM for initial editing stuff, or just keep the 32 for now and then update it later. But yeah, follow along with the VOD to do the build. My thing to share links is not working right now. And code is just Braythorn. That's the code. It's all good. I think I've been making a mistake by ending streams early because people are now leaving at around 11 when I usually end at midnight. Oops. This is why I have a secondary thing here for adding more build recommendations. Man, what's going on Twitch chat? Y'all asleep or what? What's going on? It's because there's more of a delay on YouTube side, and also they just don't usually chat as much. I'm used to seeing more activity on the Twitch side. So when YouTube chat is more active than Twitch, I get nervous. But yeah, Eric, it would be cool if I could get credit for helping so many people out with Micro Center builds. But honestly, yeah, it would be like having a code with Best Buy. It's just weird because they have it's physical locations and all that. I mean, I don't know. Like if you watch Jay's 2 cents, they never say stuff like use code Jay's 2 cents at Micro Center. They just don't do that. That's okay, Ryan. Again, no problem. Okay, same spot though. Who needs help? Anybody? If not, we'll probably, I guess, end it early. Chris must be vibing to the music like me. Well, I appreciate that, Tanmay. And that's one thing to do. About how long do you think a best of the best build could last into the future as of right now? I know it's uncertain, but some 1000 series folks seem to still be making do. It's going to be absolutely a personal thing, Zed. It's a 100% personal thing. When it comes down to it, there's some people who look at benchmarks and they're like, all right, time to spend a bunch more money. Every other generation, or even sometimes more frequently than that, which is crazy. But to me, the only benchmark that matters is enjoyment. And as long as you're enjoying yourself with gaming, or you're doing fine with your editing tasks or any productivity tasks, you're going to be fine. Then again, who knows what kind of advancements are going to be made in the next couple of years. It tends to seesaw back and forth whether PCs are, I mean, generally games are more demanding and PCs are keeping up. But that can sometimes go the other way. I mean, there's advancements in quantum computing, seems like every couple months now. And it could be that in a couple of years, we're looking at home quantum processing. Who knows? Control Alt Relax, what's going on? I'm doing good. What's your take on the current trend for the PC market? Scarecrow, it's the same as the trend for the entire economy. Things are going to be scarce and way too expensive. And whether or not the whole tariff thing flips a 180 today, we're still going to have a couple months of recovering. Because, again, a lot of those container ships of components and things like that were diverted to other parts of the world right after April 2nd. So it takes 40 to 50 days for an order from China to arrive at our shores, which then has to be sorted through and then gets distributed throughout the country. And it's just, we're looking at a couple months of recovery for that, probably. Did I miss something? Maybe? Yes, you missed everything. Watch the entire VOD all over again. Ask me after GTA 6 launch. Okay, that's true. Currently working on testing out something with Fractal North XL build. Trying to see how to install a 420mm AIO in it before the MOBO to see if the front panel closes. Is it supposed to take a 420 AIO? Anyway, thank you for the lurk, Alucard. Time for games. GTA. Got it. Dark Force, thank you for the lurk. Let's see. I do not think that Micro Center needs to give out discounts. True, they already do. Control Alt Relax says, I want to ask you something. Can you suggest me a GPU for my build? Control Alt Relax. It's a tricky time to buy a GPU, but you can fill out the form if you want to. There is an upgrade option there. All you got to do is click the link in the description. Home quantum computing might be 5 to 6 years off. John Paul Bacon, that might be is a big thing. There are insane advancements happening right now over on the Intel side of things. That's going to be more for the server, you know, for data centers, but that tech tends to trickle down. The release of new components are much shorter nowadays, especially on the CPU side. The cycles seem to be the same, but the advancements are really good. Well, okay, that's hard to say after 9000 series launch and also Core Ultra 200S if you're just focused on benchmarks. But y'all have to remember that on both sides, on both Team Red and Team Blue, they were either able to achieve parity with performance or improvements in performance using less power and generating less heat. That is true advancement of the technology. And for people who are complaining about 14th gen and 13th gen being way too hot and using way too much power on the Intel side, and then seeing that Intel was like, okay, that's fair. We're going to go ahead and launch a generation of CPUs that is focused on efficiency and good thermals and all of that. And then everybody was like, wow, it doesn't beat the charts. It's not the top of the charts. My life revolves around graphs and charts. Chill out. They gave us what we wanted, you freaks. What's wrong with you? Complaining on one hand about something and then getting it. Or no, complaining about something that you want to get and then getting it and complaining that you got it is psychotic behavior. Stop. These are my friends I'm talking about too. So that's a rough one. Like, I don't like that I have to say stuff like that, but like, jeez, man. Right. I got you. It can take a 420A on the front. XL can do that. Cool. What's up, Banshee boys? How's it going? He came in for a micro rant. Sorry about that. Fractal North looks so pretty. Sadly, it's not available in my region. Yeah. That's the thing about cases. Y'all got to remember something about cases. Okay? You can ship maybe 2,000 cases in a 40-foot container, I think. Or was it 2,000 or 600 or something? I think it's 600. 600 cases in a 40-foot container. You can ship thousands of CPUs, thousands upon thousands of CPUs. What's more profitable? PC cases are a logistical nightmare in terms of cost and profit margin. It's a nightmare. If there's anything I could see being manufactured here that would be a benefit, it would be PC cases. Because you can ship a whole lot of sheet metal stacked up. But once you form it into an empty case and have all the protective measures in there because of the glass and the box and everything, you lose a lot of profit margin right there. So I could see PC cases being manufactured here, but the raw materials still need to be shipped here. And also all of the robotics required for PC manufacturing, the tooling, everything. It's a huge ordeal, but I think that could eventually actually benefit case manufacturers. From what Hype mentioned, CPUs are the profit maker. That's what I'm saying. I'm good. How about yourself? Just trying to make it with the current economic situation. Finally gave in. I just submitted if you still have time tonight. I do finally gave in. I do. Can you give me the actual max budget number? Okay. Now, I want to mention this. I have sort of relaxed on my whole roasting when someone does things in the forum that don't make sense or they go outside. So, well, let's talk about this real quick. Just real quick. Because you chose the $500 to $1,000 price range and then told me right after that your budget is actually $1,500. There is a $1,000 to $1,500 choice there, as you know. And as you also know, I have gone to every effort to emphasize the word maximum absolutely as much as possible. But okay, that's not a roast. It's me pointing that out. Also, $1,500 for 4K gaming plus streaming is, in this economic climate, 4K is not what I would recommend. Don't aim for 4K. 4K is an absolute luxury at this point. I would aim for 1440p. That is possible. It's okay. It's okay. You absolutely did do that. You did do that, though, didn't you? You're not new here, though. You're not new here either. But 1440p gaming and streaming, for sure. Just not 4K. Not like even before tariffs and 50 series and all that nonsense. 4K at $1,500 was a tricky proposition. Add in the streaming element, you need to spend more money on your motherboard. That makes it more difficult. Now, of course, what I'm going to suggest here is just adding more I/O. Add more I/O with a USB add-in card, and you'll be okay. Because we're going to go price to performance on this for sure. Another quick look at. I really want to give a shot to the iBuyPower here with their ready systems, but it is tough. It is tough. And they skip from $1,300 to $1,850. Oh, the new CL Pro has a 4070 now. Right around the time 50 series came out. Interesting. 7600 and a 4060. No, thank you, iBuyPower. No, thank you. Okay. So I asked a little while back about winning a 4K monitor and what I might need to upgrade my current PC. Okay, hold on. I'm an idiot. It says upgrade there. Of course. It says upgrade right there. Okay. So as part of the upgrade thing, please have a list of your current components ready. Do you have that ready? How did I miss this? That's my bad. That's 100% my bad. No, you're right. You're right. Your facepalm was for me, and it is well deserved. Does iBuyPower sell the orange case separately? Maybe. Gear store. PC parts. Cases. I don't know. They do have these, which are really nice. These newer cases. Well, but doesn't look like it. They have the slate mesh, just not the special VCT one. Ray has to roast himself now. I already did. I even smacked myself in the face. What more do you want? Plus 600 KF. 3060 Ti. So that's the upgrade right there. And thank you for having your list ready to go. Hell yeah. 850 watt power supply is good. That's good. So what we do, we're going to PC part picker. This isn't going to be my first choice, but it's probably going to be the most possible with... Oh, never mind. 880. That's not bad. Let's see. What else can we do? We could try for a 5080. I know that there were times where the 9070 XT beat the 5070 Ti, but the 5070 Ti is going to have things that are going to be helpful there, like your multi-frame gen, things like that. Though the 9070 XT has single frame gen, it does have that. That's called hypocrisy. What does that mean? I would love to get flat DIY cases from Fractal if that makes it possible. There are some flat packed cases. Cooler Master does do it. Yes, Alucard is correct. Where does someone win a 4K monitor? I kind of gave up on raffles. They're just streams and things like that. Twitter, places like that. Bray has to roast himself now. I agree with Lux. I did! I even smacked myself in the face! What do you want? Did the tariffs hit the PC market hard? Oh, they're hitting real hard. Yeah. Mostly in that it's going to be scarcity more than anything. PC companies have diverted their shipments, their freight to other countries, other continents. Okay, let's see here. $15.99 for the cheapest 5080. breaks my... Oh, no, it's not the cheapest. $13.44 for the PNY-OC. There you go. And you can run that on an 850 watt power supply. You can. Now, do you need to upgrade your 12600 KF? No, you do not. When you're going to 4K gaming, your CPU takes a back seat. So I would say let's make sure this isn't just a coming soon. It is in stock on Amazon for $13.44. Now, unfortunately, on Newegg, it was $10.12, so you are being scalped a little bit for this. And I don't recommend going along with that. But what else do you do? Now, this MSI Shadow 3X OC is actually supposed to be over $1,300. So you could do that instead of paying $300 more for a GPU that's supposed to be $1,000. That can actually affect resale value a little bit, but yeah. What about this guy here? 5080. It is being scalped a tiny bit on B&H. A little bit, but not scalped, tariffed. Whatever. Now, if you like the look of this sort of like black and gold appearance here, you can go for something that's going to be a little more expensive. It's within the $1,500 budget at $14.12 at Newegg. Basically, you can go with a 5080. Adam, thank you for jamming at 2x speed. What's going on? Oh, when you want something and get it and still complain about it. It's called hypocrisy. Yep. Also, it's called click farming. I mean, you're farming for people to... it's clickbait. You want... It's not even clickbait because they generally do complain. They genuinely do complain about it. But it's like people like negative videos. I don't know why this even came up if it's out of stock. Like, why do that to me? But that would be a $999 5080. Oh boy. If only. Let me see. 9070 XT again. And we're going to go by price. $799. Power Color Reaper is the lowest priced one. At $799. It was supposed to be... was it $689 or $650? I can't even remember anymore. Was it $600? It was supposed to be a $600 card, and it's $200 more. And that's the cheapest one. I never recommend the ones with a plus from Amazon since that indicates more to resellers over their site besides them. Huh? Oh, plus. I see. Okay. So then, yeah, this right here, directly off of the MSI website. Now, is this necessary? No, you could actually go with a 5070 Ti and do some 4K gaming. I loved it. It went awesome. It worked super well. But this is going to be one suggestion, and I'll recommend a 5070 Ti as well. Because currently you have an NVIDIA GPU. You still might want to do a DDU uninstall of your graphics drivers and reinstall from scratch, but you at least already have NVIDIA stuff. Really, seriously, I finally gave in. Just the GPU. You already have 32 gigs of DDR5, 5600. I know that's not the fastest DDR5. It's not going to affect your gaming that much to go up a little bit. The 12600 KF is an awesome CPU for gaming. You don't need anything more than that for gaming at 4K. And yes, the GPU will make the biggest difference. So that's the page for the PC part picker page for this. Let me go here. I'll put that here. And we'll find you a good 5070 Ti as well. Good Lord. I guess directly from Asus, you can get it for $829. This was supposed to be their $750 card. This was their $750 card. This is the one they sent me for testing. Oh, that NVIDIA sent me anyway. What a damn shame. There's the MSI one here for $852 on Newegg. Plus $12.99 shipping and handling. I'd probably recommend this one here. Ventus 3X OC is a nice looking card though. If you want a white one, there's the Gigabyte Aero OC for $980. But yeah, I'd probably go for this one here. Shadow 3X OC. The Prime is not bad. The only thing I have questions about is getting it off of Asus's website, what kind of shipping you're dealing with, how long it would take. With this, you can get off of Newegg. You're going to get better shipping on that. Oops. There you go. But yeah, seriously, when it comes to 4K gaming, the GPU is the star of the show. That's where all the work is happening. Your CPU, 12600KF, is already ready to go. It's already ready already. Follow-up question. If I buy a second 4K monitor so that they match, does that change your recommendation? No, because you're only going to be gaming on one monitor, and that's where all the work is happening again. A 4K monitor, you could just be playing YouTube on it or something. It's not going to take that much of your GPU at all. So no, you're good. Never did it from Asus. I ordered ones from MSI, and I got mine in under a week. Nice. Yes, Tanmay, I did see that. I don't know how anybody can look at that and not have questions immediately, but people manage. Are you a fan of the 50 series? Scarecrow, what's going on? Thank you for being on both channels. Driver issue aside, I like the 5070 Ti. The 5070 was okay, but I would never pay more than MSRP for that card. I might be able to justify it for the 5070 Ti because I think Punch is way above its weight class. I think actually, I finally gave in. The 5070 Ti is probably all you need. You can save hundreds of dollars just going with that. You don't have to get a 5080. Don't let me pressure you into that. They have the same amount of VRAM. The gaming performance is very close. And with multi-frame gen, which I actually really like, you're going to be rocking and rolling. You have to see it to believe it when it comes to multi-frame gen. It really is quite incredible. I would go that route. I'd go with the 5070 Ti over the 5080 and then take that extra money and buy your other monitor with that. Peter, thank you for recommending people smash that like button. It seems to be working, I think. I don't actually have a really clear way to see when people are hitting like, but yeah. Finally gave in. I apologize for the misdirected roast earlier. I should have just been directed at me. But thank you for understanding the assignment and providing everything you needed. Thanks for the help. Really appreciate it. No problem. And congrats again on winning that monitor. Thoughts about the rumored possible super cards? Alucard, this is the 4080 Super. This is NVIDIA actually being like, yo, we kind of messed up again. So yeah, if the pricing is right and they have enough availability, it's going to be great. Trends though don't indicate that that's going to be a thing. And if they do the same as the 3080 Ti, I'm not about it. I'm out. I'm done. The percentage of increase, adding 50% to your price and not adding 50% performance is it's not a good value proposition. Not until a year and a half passes by and you're getting them at a lower price. MSRP are just unicorns. Well, yeah. $5080 Super and $5070 Super might attract the most attention. Yeah, I think the 5070 Ti doesn't need a Super. I think it's well positioned as it is. Other than the fact that MSRP, as Tanmay said, is a unicorn thing. Doesn't really exist. But what can you do? I need to get a 90-degree thing for this. I have one somewhere. I might just get something custom from a local woodworker near me. Yeah, never discount that when it comes to custom PC stuff. Work with local craftspeople if you don't have the tools and the time to do it yourself. I've actually been considering, so let's talk about something fun. Let's talk about the mini katana Hylian shield that should be coming in. I'm actually going to check on the shipping for that. I want to see where it is. First, I'm checking the shipping from Starforge. I want to see where that is. When is that arriving? Oh, it might be arriving tomorrow. Guys, we might be looking at a Saturday unboxing if the Hylian shield comes in on time. Well, I don't know on time. I don't know when it's supposed to arrive. No, don't do this. Wait. Is Mini Katana in Houston? Oh, snap. This might even be a better collab than I thought. Oh, okay. Oh, wait, no. Fort Worth. So, Fort Worth. Okay, so probably in Dallas. Wait, what? Estimated delivery Thursday, May 1st. That was today. It was estimated delivery. Let's track it on FedEx's actual site. I'm not going to show this on stream, of course. Okay. Delivery date tomorrow. Oh, they're in Denton. Okay. So here's what's exciting about that is you guys know I'm trying to do a wall-mounted PC build. Maybe I could go up there and do that with them. They have all this building stuff there. If you've watched any, okay, I'm going to tell you all right now. Go watch Mini Katana on YouTube. Watch their long-form videos. They do insanely cool stuff there. They got like 20 million subscribers. Okay, they're insanely large channel, and they do really cool stuff. But now that I think about it, they shouldn't have shipped it here. They should have shipped it over there. But it would be kind of cool to go do the build over there as a video, like for my channel. That'd be really cool. Biggest con: both 4090 and 5090 power connects are a mess, though. True. Prowler, what's going on? Welcome. Uh, 32-bit physics is it's a limiting factor, but it's a limited limiting factor. I mean, there's only so many. There are thousands and thousands of video games, and there's like what 110 or 115 games that have that. Whatever. Oh God, not FedEx. It's literally a metal shield. It should be fine. Oh, snap. All right. Okay. Scarecrow Live just gifted. Hitting tier 1 subs to the community. Let's go, nerds. That is a tier 1 sub for Rurutu, Just a Lemming, Nakey Jakey, Demo 0530, Chosen Death 01, Mulgars, Baby Beepers, Hosty Yo, Mythos Web, and Lex V2. Welcome to the Swarm. Thank you, Scarecrow Live. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. That was out of nowhere. Dodger Dog, Bray, I got some good news. Ordered an Asus ROG Strix 1440p 270Hz IPS monitor, and it will be here tomorrow. Sick. They make really nice monitors. Oh, yeah. No, Skeeter, we're fine with FedEx. It's fine. If you like to play older games, just grab a second card. I hope publisher or modders release some kind of patch. That would be cool. How do we hit a level 3 hype train with just one fell swoop? Scarecrow, that was elite of you. Thank you very much. And Ghost Poner, hi, by the way. Well, MSRP is in flux because of what's going on with what we import, but hey, this is what everybody voted for. Not everybody. Which it should, if it will be from 12 gigs of VRAM to 18 gigs. 18 gigs of VRAM is a weird number. But I guess, yeah, they're using 3 gig chips. I guess it could be. Oh, we're talking about I was thinking about the 5080 actually. That's the one that's rumored to be using 3 gig ICs. You're showing some love. Well, I appreciate you very much. Look at that little badge you got there. Hang on a second. Hold up. Hold on a second. There you go. How are you going to gift 10? And no one's gifted one to you. There you go. Peter, thank you for the 1,000 biddies. Both of them will use 3 gig chips. Well, here's hoping. You mentioned that mini katana guy the other day, and I spent 2 hours watching sword videos. Thanks. Yeah, whenever they mention Kelly or Kelly's, that's the person who I helped get a PC. That's just cool, isn't it? Isn't that super cool? Yeah, thank you for the 1,000 bits, Skeeter. That got us to the next level of hype train. Cool, neat. Thank you. My ears just took one for the team. Am I being too loud? My bad. If you like to play older games and just, oh yeah, I saw that. What would everyone's custom dream case design be? I want the perfect wall-mounted PC. Because one thing I've learned as a content creator in a small space, the more things that you can get off your desk and off the floor, the better. So I want a perfect wall-mounted PC case, and I want to run all my cables through the wall and ceiling. So, to everywhere I might need it. For capture, camera angles, for everything. So it has to do more with my space than my PC. I'll be going from 32-inch 1440p curved monitor to 1080p HDR 46-inch TV. That's... Wet Willie, that is weird. That's weird. 46 inches at 1080p is going to be... What's the frame rate on that? Or the refresh rate on that? And does it have variable refresh rate? Does it have VRR? And what is the refresh rate? Refresh. Most supercards when they released are 12 gigs to 16. 8 gigs, not enough for VRAM or anything. Remember, 4070 Super is a 12 gig card. So, yeah, 12 gigs to 16 gigs. Touche, lol. Thank you. You're welcome. I mean, look at that. That gets you to 19 months. You supported the channel quite a lot. It was about time for me to send a little bit of love back. Problem is they still keep the memory bus the same. Still, it quiets the haters, I guess. I like the Cosmos case. Fowler, you have excellent taste. That is a beautiful enclosure. I love that thing. I also like the D-frame. And shout out to Ameridan, who made the investment in 2 of those things way back in the day. Good Lord, those are expensive cases. I'd love to have an SR71 shaped case if I could. Honestly, I'm probably about to build my perfect dream case. Like, the Hylian Shield build, it's going to be wall mounted, and that's going to be a shame because, like, it's going to be limited to one setup or whatever. I'd love to have that thing, like, just on display, but also have it in my main setup. How do I do that? But I was thinking, actually, and I was mentioning this earlier, that's why I brought up the mini katana thing, was because I was thinking about using purple heart wood for mounting. Because it's a hardwood that is a naturally occurring purple color. It's my favorite wood to work with clearly because I'm a simple creature and I like things that are purple. My dream NAS case is the 45 HomeLab HL15 and ITX case is Silverstone Sugo 16. Nice. Both good choices. Cosmos case. T700 Cosmos. Cooler Master case. But shipping cost more than the value of the case, so I'm just using my old PC case. Fair. Want to shape a case to look like a lighthouse and use the light as a chimney? Like for exhaust? Dear God, Frello, that is an expensive unit. Oh yeah, 100%. only for like esports more than anything, but I agree for most newer and possible upcoming titles. The thing is, guys, a lot of this reporting on VRAM comes from the fact that when you have a 12 or 16 gig VRAM card and you're running things like you're running Revo tuner statistics and all that. I can't think right now. I'm really tired. Revo tuner, so you have your stats up on the screen. It'll tell you, oh, you have 12 gigs of VRAM. It's using 11.5. Oh, this game would never run on 8 gigs. No, the game engine just fills out whatever VRAM you have. It's just going to do that. Because people who have a 16 gig VRAM card are going to say like, oh my God, it's using 15 gigs of VRAM. You could never run this on 12 gigs of VRAM. Shut up. Shut up. You don't understand what you're talking about. Stop. That's how game engines do the things. Now, if it's like choking up and freezing up, maybe you have a problem. Yes. But you can't look at a 16-gallon bucket, fill it with 15 gallons, and say, oh, that 15 gallons would never fit in a 12-gallon bucket. You just don't pour in 15 gallons, genius. I'm sorry. I'm not talking to you. Because you don't say stuff like that. Because you're smart and you're here. Thank you for the hype train. Level 4 hype train out of nowhere. Guys, thank you. Thank you. But just think of it that way. A game is going to pour in as much frame buffer as you provide it with. So if you give it 16 gigs, now once you get up to 24 gigs of VRAM in a card, it's not even going to try. It doesn't need to. But certain less optimized games are just going to be like, oh, there's space here. I'm going to use it. That's what it is. There are some cases where, that, like if you do a 12 VRAM card and you're trying to run 4K and you're doing multi-frame tens and frame buffers filling up super fast, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem. Even though they have measures in there to use less VRAM, there's more frames. So, but if you're running 1440p, you could do that at 8 gigs. There are 3060 Ti's out there still kicking it in 1440p. No problem. But there are some way less optimized games that are not as flexible. They don't get it. They don't work that way. They don't work that well that way. So it's just there's so many voices out there just screaming about VRAM. And my reasoning, the reason I am one of those voices, and I can be one of those voices, because I'm just talking about the value proposition. I'm talking about NVIDIA. You want to charge this much, and you're not going to have the added value of more VRAM, more hardware for more money, right? That's stupid and dumb. Don't do that. Give people what they're paying for. Okay? You made every one of your GPUs, NVIDIA, into a luxury product. GPUs are luxury products regardless. Let's be clear on that, okay? But you made them all into high-end luxury products. They do not compete at their price point because of what you did. Cool, fine. That's what you want to do. You want to do that? That's cool. You can do that. They're still, in some cases, genuinely good products if you can get them at a reasonable price. It's that last part that's the problem, right? But why skimp? Why be like the lame-o, I'm not giving you the stuff that you're paying for kind of thing? Our competitors give you more for less. That's our motto. Less for more. That's us. That's NVIDIA. If that's the game they want to play, they're going to get a bad rep. But that shouldn't create an entire belief about VRAM that shouldn't be there for most games. There are some games where it complains about not enough VRAM, but that depends on the games you play for sure. And yet, lower your texture settings, lower your settings in the game. Adapt to that. Stop like Alucard. How many people do you think have those problems that are setting their games too high on their settings? Like a lot. It used to be that part of the experience of being a PC gamer was sort of the game. There's a game within the game of tweaking your settings and finding the right mix. Just finding the right settings. Oh yeah, that's the best. It looks good. It's running good. Okay, I don't care about specular light. Whatever. Get that out of here. I don't care. No, this looks good. This runs smooth. This is what I want. But now people just want to just run it to ultra, because what do they see in hardware review videos? What do you see? Oh, this on Ultra, that on Ultra. It's just a benchmarking thing. It's for benchmarking. That's what it's for. It's for benchmarking and like demo footage, okay, and screenshots. That's what Ultra's for. But people see that in use in all these benchmarks, which of course we build our life around charts and benchmarks. It's all that matters. So we got to live our lives like that. I feel so old right now. I'm feeling every day of every week of every year of my life right now, talking like this about this topic. But for real, okay? It's not that big a deal. Bars, kind of. Imagine NVIDIA makes an AI that can do precognitive predictions in games. They're probably trying already. It's just really, I don't want that. Optimization's become the unicorn where that wasn't the case. Yeah. Thank you, Alucard, for the Ultra thing. Was that a reference to ROPS? Oh, God, don't even get me started on that. I don't have enough honey lemon tea to make my voice recover from the rant that would ensue. I don't know about Origin's Smite, but that original Smite was pretty GPU intensive. Smite? What? Oh, we're on an ad break. Smite 2 hasn't technically made the esports scene. I just say esports are easier for VRAM since those are more CPU intense games than GPU. Well, also, the frames in the frame buffer take up less space. They're fewer pixels. When a 5060 Ti is less expensive, they and 5070. Huh? What? That would be DLSS 5. Please no. Everyone I know used to max out their settings. Now most of them never touch the settings menu and play with defaults. Yeah, but defaults aren't always good. Like, take responsibility for your own experience. Take your own experience into your own hands. Okay? This is your time that you're spending gaming. And you're not getting that time back. Enjoy it to the fullest. And that means sometimes a little less eye candy and a little better performance. The best gaming experiences, in my opinion, are not just the highest settings or the highest frame rate. It's a balance of the two. Yeah, it should be the 5060 Ti is less expensive than the 5070. I'm not sure where you're going with that, Ghost Poner. I've been a little too quiet. I need y'all back up a little bit. My personal bubble. Okay, I need y'all to help me with something, if you can. And no, I don't mean buy my plane tickets to Computex. No, that's not what I mean. We need to bother somebody. Can you help me with that? Isaiah, what's going on? Is XFX GPU brand good? Yes, they are. They're very good. Consoles provide that middle ground. They do. You're locked in. There's no upgrading them or anything. But yes, often when people come in with a budget of $500-600 for a gaming PC, I'm like, yo, you just need to get a console because I got $500-600. I want to game at 4K. I heard PC gaming is better. It's like it is, but it's more expensive. You just want to get a console at that point, and it's true. Not necessarily. 5070 was advertised as the performance of a 4090. Ghost Poner. I'm gonna like ban that combination of words because of course that was never going to be the case. They gave the 5060 should be less expensive with less RAM, but 5060 Ti has 4 gigs more VRAM. That's it then the 5070. Ghost Poner, are you okay? The 5060 Ti or any 60 Ti is supposed to come in between the 60 class card and the 70 class card. That's where it belongs, whatever the VRAM is. Okay, again, I need y'all's help bothering somebody. Can you help me with this? YouTube viewers, come over to Twitch. We got to bother a friend of mine real quick. If you can, if you have Twitch. You see, a buddy of mine is playing Wii Punch-Out. And as you know, pretty tough game. So while we won't want to be full-on disruptive, maybe we could throw him off his game a little bit, get him knocked out a couple times. I tried building PC with 5080 and I always end up around 4K. What would be your estimated price? It's Agonor, by the way. Wheel time reference? Maybe. Goated. Fill out the form. I am ending the stream, though. You're coming in at the very end. It's midnight Central, so do another Bocobola, a.k.a. Elijah from LTT. Bother Bocobola. Is he streaming? I don't think I follow him. I like Elijah. Sure.
Fuck.
Okay, cool. Right in my stream. That's great. Thank you, Elijah. Much appreciated. I turned on the audio for 1 second. 1 second.
But yeah. Graythorn? What? What's Graythorn? I'm saying thank you for the follow, gamer. Shut your goddamn mouth.
Okay, all right. I've got to turn the audio off again. All right, guys. Let's go. Okay. Yeah. Yo, Coalition Chris, thank you for the tier 1 sub. Much appreciated. Yeah, come on over to here just to boost up the raid by 1 more person. Absolutely. He's playing LA Noire. I loved that game back in the day. Yeah, I see that the viewership over there went down by 1. Okay. All right, guys, that's going to be it for this stream. Thank you so much for hanging out. And yeah, Agenor, go ahead and fill out that form. It's linked right above where you said, okay, next time I'll are you on it? Or I'll do it. Or you can fill out now. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and raid Bocabola. That is Elijah from LTT or Linus Media Group. And yeah, it's going to be awesome. Elijah's hilarious. And he just said, what's a Brayathorn? So that's great. All right, guys. I'll see you on the next one. And until then, take care.
Let's go, nerds. Fucking shit, that's a raid. What the heck is a braid? What the fuck is a kilometer? Holy cow, hello raiders. My goodness, welcome in gamers. Raid of 28, I appreciate it. How are you? What are you playing? The swarm is upon you. Oh god, the voices, bro. The voices. What the heck is a semiflag? Welcome in. Oh god, my cable is on a freaking